fuck it, I guess. I did want to talk about something, but fuck it.
Well,
Yeah, fuck it.
To another episode of Two Whites and a Blue, where happy to be returning to you this week, the first week of summertime. Do you know how I know it's summertime?
Because Jazzy Jeff is playing?
Holy
Because
shit.
when I go to the liquor store, cooled beer section, it's colder in there than it is outside.
Cool beers.
Cool beers
$5
on
for a
sale.
4-pack.
The refrigerated
On
beer section
sale.
at the liquor store now is
Cool beer 4-pack, $3.
You gotta go in the refrigerated beer section to cool off. My name is Joey Grimmickle and Mike. And
It's well, it's colder than 5 degrees.
It was like 8 degrees.
dude, the other day when I went to get the beer for tonight, this is yesterday. I went into the
Yeah, yesterday it was like fucking 18.
Yeah, I went to the freezer. It's freezing in there. I had shorts on. Thought I gotta get out of here.
Well,
I'm
the
gonna
fact
get
that
sick.
you wore shorts out of the house comfortably
Yeah.
should tell you more than walking into the
I was outstanding. I
LCBO.
actually went jogging with Scoop yesterday morning on concrete for the first time in, I don't know, 6 months, and today I can't walk.
The calves are shattered.
Calves
Calves
are
are
destroyed. Achilles tendons stretched to their limits.
I gotta say though, like as a guy who I've never had like nice calves, I don't know why I didn't, but like I never did, and now I just started running like within I don't know since COVID I guess started.
Something a
running.
year ago.
Nut sacks.
Yeah.
Nut sacks.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like I was like, oh, I don't need to do cat. Remember that fucking guy at the gym? He'd be like, can you spot me, brother?
Spot me on the calf.
On the
machine.
calf
On
raises.
calf raises?
Yeah.
What does he want you to do? Shoulder press?
He's like, yo.
There's like 5 plates on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Wait a minute. You
This
guys
guy-
have a
this guy
plated
is-
calf
this
raise
guy is-
machine?
It was fucking D's.
Oh yeah, it was
What?
these.
Yeah, it's like you load it on the top. There's like that once the fucking thing you put the plates, and then there's like your knee thing.
Oh, where you're
You
sitting
load, like,
down.
fucking
Where you're
5
sitting
plates
down.
on, and then-
Yeah. Okay.
You do like
We got one of those, but I mean,
Hey, anyone ever asked you just
This
spot
guy was
them
absolutely-
so
on?
you're
absolutely
actually
ridiculous.
so you're curling the plates while he's doing the.
I just said
Yes.
no to him.
Mm.
I just said no. I'm like, why would I ever spot you for this? You're
This
an
guy
idiot.
also got kicked out because he bent every bar in the gym.
That wasn't that guy.
Are you sure?
There's 2 guys. There's fucking 2 guys.
That's,
the one guy got kicked out because he fucking maxed out because he bent the bar on the fucking Smith machine.
Yeah, that was super chill.
How's that possible?
Good
He's got
question.
what, 500 aside?
Wait,
Actually,
he made it. He went loaded up each side on 45s until
Those
he
things
couldn't
have, like-
add any more.
and he
Yeah.
would get like 4 spotters.
They got high capacity on those things.
Fuck yeah, they do.
I've been watching Elgin Intensity on YouTube. You ever watch this
I
guy?
have heard of that guy. What the
He-
fuck? Oh yeah,
He is.
Zero.
That's
that
the guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
is.
That guy's hilarious.
Man, the last couple of nights, I've like finished working, eating, working out, and I have like a little bit of time. So like yesterday, for example, I was home alone. Usually I would like hit video games, play with the boys there. Started playing, like, you know what? I would rather have another pineapple fizzy water and watch Elgin Intensity videos from 4 years ago, where he is shredding like the CrossFit Games competitors.
Because that guy is
Oh, yeah.
exactly what I think about the gym. Like, I will go
It's
do
great.
the gym thing and I will do it, but like, I'm making fun of people that are so dead serious about it all my life.
That guy's so jokes. And you're right, it is a zero guy. But I
Zero.
I didn't realize that he finishes all his videos with that soundbite zero,
yeah,
and that's what it's
he's
from.
making fun of
The
like the
pull-ups,
kipping
right?
pull-ups.
Yeah.
Like the people that like cross
yeah,
when they
yeah,
do
yeah.
those circular fucking kipping pull-ups. He's like,
Zero.
98, 99, and he's just like, hold on, 0. You haven't done 1 chin-up yet. It's like, it's so good.
And his recent stuff, like he's shredding up Jeff Cavalier, Athlete X guy. I don't know if you ever watched that. This guy's like
so out of the fitness
He's
game.
cor-
So out of the
Fucking
fucking fitness.
he's
game.
cornered the market on fitness YouTube. This guy gets like
No, he didn't.
he's got
No
like,
one has.
He gets like 500,000 views per
Rich
video.
Piana, man.
This guy's got a lot of fucking
R.I.P.
views.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's dead. Rip
dead from
Piana.
fucking steroids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rip Piana.
He,
He
Synthol.
fucking, this guy Jeff was in a little bit of a controversial situation because he was
touched a woman inappropriately.
he was
probably.
ripping 415 deads without even like breathing heavy, and people are going, hang on a minute, these weights are fake. Like one of these these plates don't look like the other ones. This is probably a
that's
135.
Fuck conspiracy theory shit.
And then but then he's like,
the Earth is also flat.
but then he threw up another video
I've
where
heard
he's doing deadlifts, and he's got his back looks like the golden arches,
yeah,
and
of course.
he's ripping 415. He can barely do 1 rep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, this ought to prove it. And he fucking mean mugs the camera after he's done the deadlift. Like, very suspect
Oh,
altogether.
so you're also suspect.
I think that's probably.
What's that? What was that guy, Mike Chan or whatever? 6-pack shortcuts.
Yeah,
That
Craig
guy, that fucking Asian guy.
LG
that was absolutely
Intensity
shredded.
says he talks about
Yeah.
this guy.
Dude, that guy was jokes. He went on like some talk show. He's wearing a beater, and you can just like before the video, he's got like a little cut in the top.
Oh
and
my
he just rips
god.
it up. It's like, dude, you can't rip a
Oh, man.
beater off.
We
Like,
could all rip a beater
I know,
off.
it's like, what the the fuck? And it's like, I don't know what they were taking that like you look like that, but like the fact that you look like that and you're a fucking bitch. It's like, really, man? What were you doing?
What does he look like? He's cut?
He's
shredded?
fucking
He's so
huge.
shredded, yeah.
He's fucking huge.
He's just dehydrated.
Dehydrated?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, he's big.
Oh,
He's big.
He's not
He's
just like
jacked.
He's not just like
Bone
a raisin.
He's just a balloon.
Okay.
But there's nothing there. It's just like all like maybe like whatever creatine and steroids. I don't like steroids.
Probably
like,
steroids.
But,
Of
like,
course.
sure
like
it's not
steroids
like that.
like make you strong.
I'm sure he's strong.
But he couldn't rip a beater.
He probably is just a fucking insecure piece of
Yeah,
shit.
he's definitely. A fucking
You don't want to
insecure.
take a chance on like live TV.
Yeah, but yes, you do. You should know you can fucking tear that.
Could you rip a beater?
100%.
You think?
100%. I
He's ripped
guarantee.
one off me.
I haven't worn a beard in a long time. So
I guarantee you could rip that shirt in half right now.
This shirt?
100%.
This
With the
Let's
cuts,
see
the
it.
cuts.
No, this is a quality Gildan tee.
I knew it wasn't a quality tee.
Do it.
I
Try it.
guarantee
Try
you
it,
could.
dude. For the fucking
No, I
content.
want this nice shirt.
If I was wearing a shittier shirt, I would also.
It's hard to
If
find.
we were up
this
north,
particular
this would
guy.
be in half.
Yeah.
100%.
Look out for that episode 114.
For sure. Next time we go up north, we're all ripping shirts in half.
Sure, I'm into it. Okay.
I gotta get in shape.
On the
Jesus
dock.
Christ.
On
No
Doc-
free cutting.
Doc Fitness. What'd you guys do with your money this week? What'd you spend it on?
I didn't spend too much. I was fucking broke, man. So no, I didn't spend any money. I'm like trying to get my money back to where it was. Cause I had a short week and I spent some money and I'm chilling. I didn't
But
spend.
you
much.
didn't spend any money. But you spent some money.
Well, I mean, I did the regular shit, and it was nice not having to spend money on my fucking car. So I could spend a bunch of money on my car
This week.
last week.
2
So
weeks
now I'm like
ago.
broke,
I
right?
thought it was 2 weeks ago.
And then another last week too.
Damn.
Just get another credit card.
Yeah, just max it out. I'm gonna pay that back. So this week I'm just like,
That is free.
gotta just do nothing this week and just try to get back to where I was.
But you did come for a workout today.
I did.
That's good.
So that doesn't cost any money. Even.
Yeah, it's free. But it might save you money at some point.
Yeah, well, I'm still fucking paying. I don't even know.
No, the gym stopped. Well, I don't know about now, but they stopped taking our money.
Just now?
No,
He just
months
stopped
ago.
it.
It's been a year. It's
No,
been a
months
year.
months
They haven't
ago.
been allowed to go for a year.
Yeah, I don't
now that
think-
you're allowed back,
They
cut
just
me
stopped.
off.
I don't know if I'll fucking go back or not. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure
I'm
what
not
just
gonna
happened in the
vaccine
last
that.
hour, but when I was setting up the video, I noticed Good Life sent me a message that my booking, I don't have a booking, but I did try and get on the wait list. They just sent me a notification that it was canceled. So I wonder if the province announced in the last little while
Oh, maybe.
Gray zone
dip
again.
back into triple XL lockdown.
No color, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the
Translucent
free
zone.
reinforced steel door.
That's right. Everyone's staying inside.
Stay in.
even though our closest American neighbors are open, celebrating.
They come
and,
to slash everyone's tires.
Yeah, having a good time. So that's it. That's all you spent money on.
Yeah,
You
nothing.
want to go next, or should I go next?
I mean, I'll go. It's pretty
Okay.
anticlimactic. It sounds like you're chomping at the bit.
I
for
got-
once.
I got-
We usually
I
get
don't
to
have
usually about an hour.
I don't have much this week, but you can go ahead.
All right, cool. I don't have much either. I don't know. I spent money at fucking Home Depot again, and I paid my electrician a G, and that was about it. So I'm down a little
That's
bit
your
of money,
buddy there?
but
Sad?
$1,000.
yeah,
What do you think he
it's
spent?
1,035.
Do you think he
and he
bought,
goes, "Give me
uh,
$1,000 bucks?" I was like, all right, man, I'll take that free hour.
Do you think he
no
bought,
problem.
bought Bitcoin with it?
I doubt it.
Should have.
He's probably paying into his fucking little house he bought.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not bad.
I
Good-
don't.
good investment.
Yeah, I doubt he's doing that either. Probably just fucking sitting it into an
This
account.
place is pretty sweet. I like it.
Melting ice cube, you think? Cash?
No, I fucking don't. He's a smart guy. He knows how to play the game. He fucking had to pull out. He was in the investing game, but he had to get out of it because he was putting it all into his fucking condo that he
Smart
bought.
boy.
Mhm.
And then he fucking
And then
He
his
was-
condo took 4 years to build.
man, that's brutal.
That was happening a lot in the province.
But it was like he was like at the point where he was getting paid. You know what I mean? How they do those contracts? If it takes so long, they start paying you. As like
for
if
the
you
house.
if you bought one, like if you like whatever those signs are buying, like starting at 300,000 or whatever.
Like the pre-built signs.
Yeah, and you buy one, and then it takes so long if it's like over the allotted amount of time. Plus, they have like a grace period too for them, and it was like way over.
There's a rule about that, right? Where I think if you're a developer, in order to break ground, you have to sell something like 40% of the property that you're planning to build.
It shouldn't have
More
taken
than
that
that.
fucking long.
It's
Like,
higher than 40.
I think so.
I went there and like his place is nice, but like we're in there and it's not like the building is not even close.
Really?
Not even fucking close.
Close,
They said,
close
like,
to being
it's a
done or
construction
close
site.
to-
They
oh.
said like 2019, I think.
It's a construction
for him to
site.
move
But
in.
once they build the
Insides are
exterior shell,
finished, but like the hallway is just like it's
Uh,
exactly like what I would walk into at
well,
work.
you've been on sites. How long does that part take?
Depends on the site. Like we did the hotel, and it was not that fucking long.
Seems like that would be the shortest part.
The room, like
Well,
the finishing
you want
the
to get
rooms,
the rooms done,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, like once the shell is done and you got most of like the, I don't know what you would call it, but like the hardware.
Once it's
whatnot.
livable, like once
Yeah.
the utilities.
Well, they
Yeah,
gotta go.
exactly.
They kind of gotta go backwards.
Once
Right?
the
They
utilities
gotta
are
go
in there.
backwards because they gotta make sure all the rooms are livable, and then they can attack the other
Exactly,
shit.
yeah.
The
But
hallways
Sal
don't
was
take so
saying-
long, but
He was saying that like some of the rooms aren't even livable yet. Like
Yeah.
he just got his shit done.
it's crazy. I'm curious as to who the fuck did that.
Bro,
and
fuck
what
for
happened.
4 years.
Livable
And
by
what
what's
happened, and like, it's like, and the other thing, like, remember, like Market Street and shit, like the arena. How
Yeah.
there was like so many, like, so there's an arena in the town that we're from, and it's like,
Done that, so you can just say it.
yeah, whatever. But there was like a
All the
huge,
listeners are
like,
from there too. So.
Yeah.
there was a huge, like,
This whole podcast
major
podcast.
issue about it. Like, whatever happened, and it was like, and then like all the people like that don't understand what construction is, they're just like, oh, what the fuck's going on with this company? Like the super the fucking thing. Like I heard about that, and it was like there was a major foundational issue
Yeah.
that like fucked everything, and they tried to like kind of go past it, but
What
like
do you mean, like a foundational
like
issue?
the foundation itself of the building.
Okay.
So like
Alright.
major, like a shoot, like you can't
That's
like
about as major,
bypass
about
it.
as major as it
You
gets.
can't bypass
Yeah.
it, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time. And it was like the site was getting so much heat for it.
For
It was
sure.
like nothing you can really do, just like a major fuck up or whatever happened. I don't really know the extent of it, but like
But I
construction's
remember
a
that.
trip, man. Oh yeah, because you didn't hear about that.
Because I remember, because that's when I was training for my triathlon. So I was going to the pool every day in the
Was that
morning, twice a week.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to the pool and they share a parking lot.
Yeah.
And I would go there at like 7 a.m. to swim, or maybe just before, and there would be no workers there.
Mm.
Like, no fucking
Yeah,
workers there.
because they were like dealing with like all this shit. Once
Yeah.
money got like construction's so fucked. Because like once they start like dealing with money,
Yeah.
everyone's pulled off site because
Well,
you can't.
money is liability, right?
Yeah,
So-
and that's the object. So it's like you can't. If money gets like fucked up and shit goes weird, then it goes into the office, into the courtroom, into this and that. It's,
You ever see that on sites you're on?
oh yeah, we get pulled off a lot.
Really?
Yeah, a lot.
Oh.
Like it's like that's why shit gets so slow. Like there's so much work to do.
Give me,
Yeah.
give me a
Can't do
good, give me a good pull off the site story.
it.
You got one
I haven't really been.
that you
I-
can, that you can give details on.
We've had like I've never been pulled off, but it's been to the point where my boss was like, "All right, everybody, get your shit," because like we have so much shit we can do,
Mm.
but they're just not like we're like the tops like in the offices are not giving us the go ahead, and we can just do it.
Yeah.
But they
The
just
white
will
collar
not. They
guys.
will not give us the green light to go, and it's not going to impede anything.
Yeah, but it's probably because like they aren't getting the money, so it's like, well, why the fuck are we gonna do any work until we get like the shit that we've already done? Like if they haven't been paid for like the last 60 days of work, they're not gonna work another minute. You
But
know?
our boss is like, "Yo, just do it," because like he knows eventually it's going to be a go ahead.
But how do you guys settle? This might be like,
This is I have no idea.
I was gonna say it might be a little bit above your pay
No
grade,
idea.
but probably not that much because you're doing some of the major guts of a project. How do you guys settle on like payment against deliverables? Like, is it
I
once
think
every
they
6
do,
months?
they
or
do
like-
shit like that.
Yeah,
Certain
yeah.
jobs are like, yeah, you get paid every like you hit milestones.
Exactly.
You get
Yeah.
payments.
Yeah.
But like yeah,
Depends how
that
long the
shit,
job is, right?
That's-
yeah, I don't know. And it's like when you're doing like 2-year jobs, it's like pretty like decent like payments, like lots of money going.
Yeah, well, because you gotta pay like well, even if it's every like let's say 3 months.
Every quarter.
If it's every 3 months, you have 3 months of like paying a lot of fucking guys. Like if you don't get that money,
And that's
a lot out of
this
pocket.
This is where I've kind of been like on board with capitalism. As weird as it is, like it's just like I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, these guys that are running the like, I don't fucking look at my bosses like fuck them, man, they're fucking us. But I'm looking at them like, yo,
Yeah.
these guys have to like front that bill to pay your
They're taking
ass.
Oh,
risk,
fuck yeah,
they're
for
taking
sure.
Like a
risk.
huge risk.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm like, yeah, fucking yeah, get your money, man. I get it, man. Like I'll make good money. Like what the?
I feel
And
like
they're paying
people-
guys good fucking money. It's not like they're
Of
paying
course, yeah.
peanuts, right?
and it's like those guys are getting paid regardless.
Oh yeah, we have to like legally
Exactly.
we have to be paid.
But your bosses
every pay
aren't.
period. Yeah, exactly. And they're just so it's like okay, man, I get it. And
They're
that's why
not,
my
they're not union, right?
Hmm?
Your employer.
we're
Well,
union.
no, but your employer, quote
They're union.
unquote, are they?
Yeah.
So when they do contracts with, let's say they contract with the city of Hamilton, and there was an issue with payment or deliverables or these milestones, they would still get paid, even if there was some kind of hiccup in To me, it doesn't seem like
I
that.
don't know if they would, but we would.
You would.
I don't know if they would. I don't know if
No,
they
I know
would.
you would. I know you would. I'm
But
saying
imagine they
that.
spend probably a decent amount of time in court.
We do.
Or somebody.
Yeah,
Or
I
somebody
don't know.
is
Like
wrong.
you definitely more so than us.
Well, we're way bigger.
Exactly. Like corporations probably like half the time in court.
We have like full-time law teams. Just that's all they do.
You know,
we used to not even fight lawsuits. We used to just pay out.
Soak it. It's
It's
cheaper.
Like, it's like not worth us paying
It's
and all the time and shit, or paying a team of lawyers. Like we finally did hire one, like a team. But we used to just fucking here's some money.
This is a thing that used to come up in politics all the time during the Orange Man Bad era, the 4 years of Trump, when people would say like, "Oh, he settled this lawsuit." It's an incredible sort of like misunderstanding from the unwashed masses about how time is money, and it's just easier and more cost effective to pay out most of these things than it is to take a legal team
Of course it
to
is.
court.
Well, I mean, it depends.
tie up
It just
assets,
depends
tie
how
up
much
time.
pride you have.
I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
You want to
100%.
win it, or you want to just soak
I
it
get-
and move
I
on.
guess.
It's
It is
That's
more
like those
beneficial
people
to
where it's
just
like
soak it.
you can get off for free, but you just have to admit that you did it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Fuck that! I'm my principles.
Some
I'm gonna
people-
fucking
some people-
fight."
I'll
yeah,
take a
some people
financial
feel like
loss
Yeah.
just to prove that I'm not wrong.
Some
Where it's
people
like,
feel like that.
well, all right, man, sure.
If I was in
taking
that
the
position,
fucking-
I would take
I'm
the
taking the
fucking,
out.
Yeah, yeah, but fine.
I just
fucked
remember
up,
I just remember thinking like watching like CNBC, fake news capital of the world there, talking about Trump settling out of court on this and his associates settling out
Imagine how
of court
much
and
that
other stuff.
lawsuit. Those
Oh,
lawsuits.
yeah.
Those lawsuits are hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
so like if this
Like,
guy,
who the fuck is those lawyers?
so can
Those
you-
guys are
Oh.
getting paid?
can you
fucking
imagine what that would cost to fight over
Roy
the course
Cohn.
of 5
Oh,
years or 7 years or 10 years? Like
Exactly.
You wouldn't settle something for it? You
What the
wouldn't?
fuck is that guy's name?
These people-
Kim
these-
Kardashian's dad.
Bruce Jenner.
No,
No, the lawyer.
Shapiro. Rob Shapiro.
That was her dad.
Yeah, that was their original father. Yeah, the OJ lawyer.
That was who that was. What was his partner?
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny
That's what it
Cochran,
was.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Cochran's like
Wasn't he
famous.
OJ too? The OJ Simpson trial?
Yeah,
Wasn't that Johnny
yeah.
Cochran as
Yeah.
well?
And yeah,
They worked together.
that's basically
Yeah,
why
yeah,
Kim
yeah.
Kardashian's
But her
porno flick.
father's
Yeah,
name was
fucking-
maybe actually Rob Kardashian, not Rob, whatever I said. But anyway,
Either way.
yeah, it doesn't matter.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was in that position, like they're like, "Yo, want to settle out of court, or would you want to fucking fight this for a
Yeah.
couple of years?" Like,
Yeah.
Lawyers are down for it all. Like,
lawyers will take all your money all the time. It
100%.
just makes me laugh that
what a lucrative career.
the same sort of
Yeah.
sort of
Corporate law.
the same sort of like whiny forever poor that send their taxes through H&R Block,
Yeah.
for an instant rebate at a 20% clip will be like, oh, he settled a court, guilty.
Yeah.
They're so fucking stupid.
But
That's
even
so
if they are
fast.
guilty, it's like, fuck, man. Even if you are guilty, it's just like,
it's a no-brainer.
It's
It's easier
100%.
for everyone.
exactly, yeah, totally.
Easier for everyone.
But that's why everyone fucking sues in the States, because everyone knows that it's just easier.
Mhm.
So everyone sues everyone. It's such a liability culture. Like, if you do anything, like, fuck, you just know you're getting sued. Everyone's got lawyers. Everyone's got lawyers down there.
I don't have a fucking lawyer. I don't want a
But you
lawyer.
would if you lived in the U.S. of A.
Yeah, well then like Russia's got it down pat. They have dash cams. It's like in every car.
Yeah.
They're not fucking around.
I have
with this
seen
bullshit.
every
They're
single
like, no, no, no,
asteroid
no,
that
no.
came through the
Yeah.
atmosphere in Russia in the last decade. Every single one.
Yeah.
High
Yeah,
quality,
yeah.
1080p.
They got like I'm pretty sure the cars get sold with dash cams.
Before YouTube, even at 1080p, I was watching asteroids hit in 1080p.
yeah.
I was watching.
Like Russia doesn't play games with like we're not dealing with this petty bullshit. This is
Right.
what
Yeah.
happened. You want to do it? Like they get it. Like USA is so fucked.
Everyone wants something for nothing down in the USA, though.
They
Everyone
want-
is entitled to something.
That's
Everyone
over here,
wants
too. That's
nothing.
over- that's
wants
over here,
something
too.
for nothing.
That's over here too.
Yeah, but it's way more down there.
So we should maybe
The
transition.
difference is they have 10 times more people.
Why don't we transition
Right,
Which
to?
makes it like that, right?
We'll transition to
Let's just hate the states.
our friends in the
Sure.
USA. Everyone's favorite Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is on Twitter
Never-
yesterday or 2 weeks ago or
You never
2
heard the
days
video?
ago or whatever.
No, I didn't.
I sent it to the
Go do
Stomp.
that fucking
There's
thing.
She's
a
proposing-
2-minute video.
She's proposing a rent and mortgage.
A hiatus.
Yeah, for 2 years till April 2022.
You don't have to pay rent, and I don't have to pay mortgage.
Yeah, for 2
But
years.
then, do you have to pay all of it?
Hard to say.
Probably.
If
I would say prepare for that.
If
Well,
I-
like that's
why-
what I was saying.
why
Like,
would
who's
you-
gonna foot the bill? The banks
Hold on.
or the
hold on.
government?
2 years.
Hold on. Why would you say?
That's like 50 grand, bro.
Why would you say prepare to pay that? I have the feeling that you probably wouldn't ever have to pay it, given the way things are going now. They'd probably find some way to rub it into a stimulus.
If that's the
bill
case, it would
or
be a
something like
smart, responsible move to be prepared to have to pay
that.
that.
Should do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Most
'cause you
people
never
won't do
know.
that, and then it's going to be fucked.
We
Yeah,
talked
'cause
on this
it's
show
like,
about-
never. We didn't say we were gonna cancel. We said we were gonna pause it.
Yeah, it was a sort of delay.
It was a delay. Yeah, it was a delay.
That would, if I was like had a house or something like that, and they said we're just going to delay it, I'd be like, oh, this is all fine and dandy. I'm not fucked right now.
I'll tell you right now,
But this
man,
isn't like this is just going to get worse. Like,
Especially if you can still afford it.
What does that even
But
mean?
there's people that would like are still working and they'd be like, cool, no more. Just
somewhere like first
Dude,
and last, it's like
we
first
thought
and 12th.
at
Like, what
this-
is that?
at this residence 617, where
Uh-huh.
neither of our professional careers were disrupted.
Yes.
In fact, the pandemic was lucrative for us.
Mm-hmm.
We thought about doing the mortgage, like pushing the mortgage payments when we were allowed
The
to. right?
deferral.
Yeah, the deferral.
Yeah.
And the reason we thought to do it was, hey, you never know. Maybe we could find a way to use that money for something better in the meantime. Blah blah blah. If you were in
Because
a,
he's like, fuck, we better just pay our mortgage. Boy, Joyce can buy Bitcoin.
I would have bought Bitcoin and Apple probably stocks or something.
Probably would have worked
And it
out.
probably would have been fine.
Apple's
Yeah.
shit right now.
Well, listen. I've talked on this podcast about how
Over.
I've talked in this podcast about how when this whole thing started a year ago, I maxed out my line of credit and basically got it for free on the market movement. That's great. In the U.S. though, if you had decided that you wanted to take that $2,000, $4,000, whatever a month, or here like in Canada, if you had gotten served, you guys both got served. There's a real political push now to not have to pay that back.
Yeah, of course.
I'd be cool with it.
Of course you would. Of
I'd be
course
cool
you
with
would.
it, but like, I'm
But like-
not,
but
but
like-
I'm not though. I
but
would
like-
gladly pay it back. I would understand.
But like here's the
completely
here's
if I
the
paid it
thing
back.
here's the thing that bothers me about that, and it's sort of in the same vein as this thing in the States with the mortgage deferrals. Like what the people who are actually paying taxes, actually supporting businesses, actually continuing to make money during the lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen, even Will Smith didn't have this much on the top. This is
Eddie
like
Murphy.
yeah, this is something I've never seen before. And we talked yesterday a bit about, the implications on housing, for example, as like a store of value if the government's paying for everything.
Yeah.
This is a system where the incentives are, broken at best and sort of like intentionally perverted in the worst case scenario for people who make up, I hate to say it, but make up the majority of the voting block. You're appealing to the lowest common denominator and you're going to get the most votes at the ballot box. Is this not like the beginning of a major disaster? I'm having trouble seeing this
From
for
what
anything else.
aspect do you think? Like,
Well,
do you think it's because like the government's gonna be left holding the bag for
The
all these
government
mortgages?
the
or
government
what?
has no bag, right? This is the thing. The government,
Well, I mean,
quote unquote, the government has no
see, the
bag.
thing
Well, the
is,
government-
The American,
is that they're puppets themselves.
the government is a puppet
The-
itself.
what's this?
puppet themselves.
What is this? This is an inside joke.
Yes.
From where?
Naruto, I guess.
Naruto.
Not from
The
us.
anime?
Indirectly, secondary Naruto.
Okay, so I'll explain the joke. Me and Will and my buddy and my buddy Bob, he's a listener. We were
Yeah.
buckled at his house.
Hey, Bob.
And fucking,
I don't know what happened. One thing led to another. It's 3 a.m. Bob starts putting on Naruto scenes.
we're watching, he's explaining to us what the fuck is going on.
We're just
We
watching
got
these
no
things
idea.
fucking fly across the screen. No idea.
We got no
what's going on.
idea. Anyway, there's this
That's a
guy.
popular anime.
Yeah,
Super
fuck
popular.
yeah, it is. And we're just sitting there, we're just like fucking watching it, obviously, like
You
whatever.
guys are either destroyed or baked.
Well,
or
we're just
something.
exactly, we're just like fucking around, and then we're just watching it and having a good time. Why not? Fuck it.
Sure.
So he's explaining to us what the fuck is happening because he didn't just put the first episode on. He puts on like
A random
episode
scene.
400 or
He
something.
put on season 1.
No, he put on
Back
like
to season 1 and
he put on like
one
season
montage.
He put on like season 37, episode 98. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many. There's like 1,000 episodes.
Of course.
They're,
yeah.
they're using the same picture all the time with just a line flying.
Yeah,
by.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he's like explaining to us this guy. He's like a puppet guy. He's a puppet master or something like that. I don't know what the fuck he is.
He's like a bad guy.
He
or
rocks
something?
puppets.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he can like possess people and shit. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck happened, but then Bob just goes, "You see, the thing is he's a puppet himself."
As if it was like just gonna throw us through a loop, and
was
it
like
totally
the
did. We were like,
it was the fucking best shit.
they might just
ever.
started dying. Like, what?
He's a puppet himself.
Just the way he said it, it's like you don't even speak like that at all, man.
It was
What
the
fuck?
fucking. It was probably one of my favorite moments in my
The
friendship
thing
with
is,
Bob.
he's a puppet himself. It's like, Okay.
Like this is
What
like
the
this
fuck?
is like a plot line.
And
He's
like the whole,
explaining to you.
Yeah, I guess.
The whole house went quiet. You see, the thing is, he's a puppet himself.
There's a name.
It was so good.
Remember in maybe
It was
like
perfect.
you do a Shakespeare in English class, and there'd be like a name for when the person reading the story knew something that the characters didn't know.
Oh,
Is this
yeah,
what Bob was
yeah,
describing?
100%.
Like you guys know something that this guy who thinks he's on top of the world.
But you could tell he was like he knew that he was like dropping a bombshell on us.
He thought he was.
He was though. He did though. Like he fucking. It was like holy shit.
Yeah, like
I didn't
I've only
understand.
watched 4 minutes of this whole series, but holy shit,
Yeah, we were into it.
I feel like
Yeah.
anime is your gen. Not that we're that far apart in age, but your generation's World of Warcraft is anime stuff, and I mean by that when we
I don't know. Bob's into both.
is he?
Fuck
When
yeah.
we were younger, we used to like get baked and get drunk, and then go back to like my buddy's house and just keep the party going, and we'd just be fried on his couch or like just lying down in his bed or something.
Which, by the way, is the best part of the night.
100%.
it is great.
That's the best part of the
And
night.
like Steely Dan would be playing. I distinctly remember
you're
this.
fucking nerd.
this-
Heavy Steely Dan
This
guy.
one night, I remember Phil and I were at our buddy Chris's place. Completely like, listen, I don't smoke a lot of dope, but this night in particular,
Those are the best laughs.
I was
Exactly.
fried.
Dirty
fried.
works on in the background.
No, East St. Louis Toodaloo. Okay,
Jesus
it's a
Christ,
2 minute.
that's
It's a
deep.
2 minute song. Seemed like it was 25 minutes.
Because he was on the loop.
Maybe, and we're looking over at the computer screen, and before we left, we were giving this guy shit, our buddy Chris, about how he was just fucking wasting time selling like leathers or something in World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like,
Wasting time to you.
I remember looking up,
Yeah.
I remember looking
No
up,
XP loss.
looking up like off the,
Right.
looking up like off the couch at Phil, and he's looking over at me, and I'm like, he just subdued us. He's just at his, he's at his computer just peddling his wares. He's just
100%.
looking across like,
We're at his mercy.
yeah, I am fried.
But you're like, yeah, whatever.
No, those are like, I don't know,
Bleach. You guys ever seen Bleach? Ever heard about that one? That was another one. University, that was another big one. We were stoned out, bombed out, and depleted.
Is it a game?
No, it's like another anime show.
Oh, what
Yeah.
the fuck? No, never.
Anime is a trip. Like,
Like, listen-
I could never like just sit down and watch it. But, like if
Death
it's
Note,
on,
I did watch one anime, Death Note, it fucking rips.
What
that's
show?
that's
What
what fucking that's what Israel Adesanya always does before his fights. He signs the death note with the guy he's about to beat the fuck
I
out.
have to check that out.
He didn't sign it last fight and he lost.
There was a guy I lived with in university who used to like, we used to come home from the bar. He would either I would not go and I would pick everybody up in his car, or he would not go and he would pick everybody up. We'd come back and like just keep drinking. What was he? He used to have some kind of mountain-centric beer, not Molson Canadian or Coors Light, but something else. Kokanee. Kokanee
I was
was
gonna
what
say
he used to have.
Alpine. I was gonna say Alpine.
Kokanee he used to have. And we used to drink it out of his fucking, in his room.
That's
He would play Bleach, and he would like make techno music. He would like do it on his computer while we were fucking down there. So sick. So sick.
I don't know what it is. I was just about to say I could never sit down and like watch anime.
Me neither.
But when it's on, like if somebody's like does that,
I won't
right?
turn it off.
If somebody's like down with it, I'm not like, oh, this is. I'm like, fucking turn this shit off. I'll fucking see what's up with this
Do
shit.
you ever
Like,
do you ever go to like the
I used to watch like Dragon Ball Z.
so
as a kid
okay,
and
so
shit.
me too. Like it was on
Like
after
Pokemon,
school.
Digimon,
Yeah,
and all
I
that shit.
never turned it off.
Nah.
So like, you know what I noticed a little while ago? All those like good lo-fi hip hop channels on YouTube.
They're all anime. Like the videos. Yeah.
And like the Bart Simpson with like the diamond eyes.
Yeah.
Fuck, like I was thinking the other day about the next time I have a party here, when we're allowed, I would love to just have like the regular music that we always have playing, and just on the TV have like, I don't know.
Something like that playing.
I was thinking like if I could find like a 5-hour NBA
for sure.
Jam montage, SNES NBA Jam
Just people
montage,
playing.
just nothing but NBA Jam on the TV and no sound.
Yeah.
People would be sitting in there,
Watching it.
100 fucking
But
percent.
you gotta put it on at like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Put it
We
on
start-
at
we
like
start-
10 and
we
then
start
play
at-
it till.
once everyone is feeling, once the edges are off,
Yeah. No, that's not a bad idea.
it'd be great. I think it'd be
Honestly.
really great.
And it's like, cause it's so, I don't want to say background, but like it's not like intense enough where you have to like pay attention.
And it's
to.
something
like,
everyone knows.
It's like catch your eye, just like watching. Did you see that fucking butt jam?
It's on fire.
no,
It'd be
like
something
that's a
everyone
good.
knows.
Yeah, that's it. That
I
is
kind of
deep.
want to try it.
That's kind of why that. What you just described is exactly what golf is to me. Watching golf.
Golf?
It's like I know people don't like watching golf. I completely fucking get it. I love watching golf because I play it, but like when you're just like sitting there and you're like, if like what you just described, like at a party or something like that, and golf's on,
Yeah.
and you just go in the room, like when we were at fucking Adrian's cottage or whatever, and me and like I was into it because I had like a case of beer on the line. It was the Masters weekend, and fucking me and my buddy Dustin had like a bet on like we picked 2 guys,
Yeah.
and we were just like whoever finishes higher owes a case of beer, and it just so happened they were 1 and 2 on Sunday. It was so fucked how it worked out that way, but it
Who'd
was
you
like
pick?
I picked Ricky Fowler. I might not have been 1 and 2, but I don't know what the fuck it was.
I don't
Whatever.
think has Ricky Fowler won a Masters.
No, he's never won a Masters. But he was in contention.
He was due, eh?
He was playing on Sunday and he was getting screen
He
time
didn't
on
win that one
Sunday.
either, I guess.
He was getting screen time on Sunday. I just realized I was probably lying, and
Fact
I'm
check
saying it on air, and I have to probably fucking fact check my own bullshit.
Uh-huh.
But either way, they were both in contention, and I think Dustin's guy won. I want to say Justin. I think he picked Justin Rose. I think that's who he picked. I don't know if he won or not. Whatever. Dustin won the bet. Either way, we were both all weekend. We were like going and like doing tons of fucking shit outside, and both of us were just like on our own time, just coming in and watching golf. And then like everyone eventually was just like watching golf because they knew it was like on, and we had shit going, and like. But it's so background, and you just come and you just like check it out for a bit. Like, all right, let's go fucking.
How does
play
golf
a game.
air? Is it?
I was
is
gonna
it
say,
Like, is it like one? It's like one hole. It's not
It
live.
goes back and forth.
for sure, right? It's not live. It's all like at least 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, probably,
Pre-recorded.
yeah.
Well, they're fucking yeah.
Because the leaderboard, like I don't watch golf, but I could
You
probably
can watch it live.
No, but I could probably name like 10 golfers that if I was watching on a Sunday, I would expect to see like replays of their hole, right?
Yeah.
So like,
'Cause
there's
they-
no way they can run it all live. So they must.
They get the fucking biggest guys, obviously,
back. Yeah.
obviously, and then they get like the guys that are like neck and neck with them.
But
and
they
shit.
don't go like they don't like follow a guy.
They don't.
They're like
They
this
don't.
is this his hole, his hole, his hole, his hole. They'll just be like, this is Ricky Fowler on 9. And
But
then
they
they'll
would
go to
like they would like on Sunday like
They
the fourth
film
round they'd hit you with like the 15, 16, 17, 18. It'd be the top 3 guys.
They would
I
film.
don't think so.
They would.
No?
I
I
guarantee
think
you.
so.
I
I don't
guarantee
know.
you they film Tiger Woods full 18.
I bet you they film almost everyone the full 18.
Maybe.
But
But
then
I'm
they cut
saying,
it
well,
off.
I'm saying when they show it though, it's not like here's Ricky Fowler's 16, 17, 18,
Right,
19
right,
hole.
exactly.
Because it's too slow. You're gonna watch him walk to his ball.
You're gonna
fucking
no,
sit
they
there,
don't do that.
They do like,
When they do a shot,
and then they'll go to someone else.
and
though.
then when his next shot is, they'll film it. Like especially if it's like Dustin Johnson or Tiger Woods, Rory, those guys, they'll fucking as soon as they can come back to him. Yeah, there'll be a delay for sure because it's not that long.
I'm
But
waiting for the Singularity event where there's like a PGA
Or
championship.
AI becomes. Oh, never mind.
No, even better. There's like a PGA championship
Hole
or
in one.
one of the
Hole in one.
majors.
Hole in
One of the majors, like the Masters or the Players or something like that, on a Sunday from like 1 till I guess it starts like 9. Probably it's like 9 till 6.
no, you
maybe.
start like 2:00.
Really?
Yeah, they
So
start pretty
like
late.
so like from 2 till 6.
Sunday afternoon, great.
And it's Romo and Nance. Nance is already doing the Masters, right?
Who the
Tony
fuck is
Romo, Tony Romo.
The guy who commentates in Masters is Jim Nance.
Sure.
Hello, friends. Welcome back.
Yeah.
To
Him
Oh,
and
yeah.
David
Augusta
Faraday.
National.
The calmest guy in the world.
And
best.
So
Guy who
he does.
definitely beats his wife anytime.
He also does Sunday Night
He
Football.
absolutely,
Oh, yeah?
absolutely
Him
nutted
and-
it.
Him and Nance.
That's what he said.
Him and
That was
Romo.
so
Him
fair.
and Romo do.
Absolutely
Him and
nutted
Romo
it.
do the
Tony
Sunday Night Football
Romo?
games. Yeah, it's
Nutted
fucking.
it on
Those
the
guys are
balls.
great together. Because Romo is like, oh, Jim, I don't know,
And
Jim.
this
Not
guy's just
all
like so calm.
No, Jim says he has to get
Patrick
up for
Mahomes
Romo.
with the-
No, Jim says he has to get up for Romo. He's like, you got to match your partner's energy.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's what he
I
does.
don't know what it is
Is
about
that
watching
Parker's
golf.
energy or?
It'd be good to watch Romo and Nance because Romo's a scratch golfer. He's like
Really,
yeah.
yeah?
He's good.
He's a professional golfer.
Isn't
Basically.
he a football
Well, no, he's
player?
not professional.
Quarterback for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
He's not a
He's-
professional golfer. He's a scratch golfer. He's not a
No, I
professional
think
golfer.
I think scratch is an understatement. I think he's good enough to be on tour. Pretty sure.
That is a fucking
I'm
bold
pretty
statement,
sure.
maybe, but
I'm pretty
like,
sure.
I don't know.
So those
I know a lot of
guys
scratch golfers.
those
they're
guys
not even
doing-
close.
those guys doing the Masters something like that on a Sunday and then going right from that to like Cowboys Patriots.
Yeah.
That would be prime time, peak television.
Also bank for them.
Well,
Fuck
they do the things where they like the challenge and stuff like that, where they got Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. And
I
they
didn't
got-
watch that. Was that good?
It was
did watch
great.
the
They're
second
talking
one,
shit. They're both mic'd up.
Yeah.
And then they had the.
Were they actually talking shit, or
Oh
they were just
yeah,
like,
well, they're beating each other. And then they had
Mickelson,
the
notorious shit talker.
Tom Brady, Tom
That's
Brady
right.
and shit.
Yeah.
Like, Tom
Man.
Brady, and then fucking Charles Barkley's talking shit to Tom Brady.
Barkley
Charles
was
Barkley's
commentating.
commentating.
oh
Dave
yeah,
Barkley at every hole. Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
like, and then man, like the one who's just like fucking Barkley was just like, yo, hey Tom, if you hit this $50,000, if you hit the green,
oh
on
yeah,
par
yeah,
three,
yeah.
shanks it.
Of course.
And then he's like
he
talking,
needed it lost.
he's talking shit to Tom again, and then Tom fucking holes out from like 150 yards out.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
What's holes out mean?
Like he from the fairway
Sense it.
right in the hole.
Really?
Yeah, like Tom Brady is. You can tell he's a good golfer, but like.
Yeah.
But he's not, like he doesn't golf enough where it's like those guys they don't really like their fuck up is like one of our best shots.
Right.
There was a couple of like, as much as I hate quarantine, well documented here and on my Twitter feed. There's been a lot of good shits come out of the quarantine. Like,
yeah.
like you know
Well,
what?
I like these different angles of the content, man. I don't
How
know,
about
I'm cool with
fucking-
that shit.
How about fucking that Mickelson Woods thing was sick?
Pay per view.
How about
Everything's pay-per-view. Why
$1 million
not?
bucks. They
Fucking-
had $1 million on the line.
how about fucking
Blow it all up,
the-
clown show. I want to
the
see everything.
versus
Fucking right.
the versus producer battles were
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
that
there was
good.
a-
I'd watch
A lot of
those.
creativity, man.
There was a couple other things where it's like, fuck it, pay-per-view. Why not, man?
Yeah.
People are gonna fucking buy
Put
it.
it
People
up.
are home. Why not? It's
We
good.
did
That Jake
watch.
Paul fucking fight made so much
I
goddamn
watched it.
money. Who gives a fuck?
Me,
watched it.
me
It
and
was a
Ken's,
spectacle.
me and Ken's
Light
back,
it up.
back in like April or May, were like starving for basketball. Obviously, the year after the Raptors won the championship, we sat here and got bombed and watched the fucking horse challenge, the NBA horse challenge. It was like one of the first things the NBA put on since this quarantine started.
The Kentucky Derby. They
Holy, have you fucking seen the horse challenge they put on?
You see him? He just won the Grand Slam.
You
yeah,
gotta-
those fucked up hats on.
You gotta go back. You gotta go back and watch the horse thing because like it's like these guys basically said to these like 7 or 8 NBA players like, yeah, just get your phone, get a tripod, and put it up on your driveway and see how it
Oh,
goes.
that's how they did it?
And the compression on the videos, you can't see the shots.
Horrible. Yeah.
Fucking terrible. These guys are all wearing ear pods.
Yeah.
You got one guy, it's too windy where he is, he can't make the shot. The other guy's playing
He's
it.
playing the wind.
The other guy's
Yeah.
playing, the other guy's playing it inside in the practice facility. This guy's in his driveway. He's like, I can't make it.
And
They got
what
the
the
guys.
8-foot
They got the
net.
NBA guys. They got the
Yeah.
NBA guys playing against the WNBA girls. Like so, the NBA guys got like the home gym.
Of course, yeah.
WNBA girls.
They're at the
driveway.
local park.
Yeah, look, it's not a shot on women's sports, even though, come on.
We all know they can't afford real
We
houses.
all know, right? We all know. And so, like, it
What are
was
you watching?
an absolute.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
are like women basketball fans watching WNBA?
Man, even when the fucking when
Trying to
when-
see-
Fuck, it was fucking hilarious. Like, it was so fucking funny. And Chris Paul, like, a couple times, like, they got Paul Pierce on there, who's he's like 10 years older than me, the oldest guy in the world. He's older than me by 10 years.
He's been stabbed
And
like
he's
9 times.
And he's going against Zach LaVine. You know who Zach LaVine is?
the Maroon 5 guy.
2 weeks ago, or 2 years ago, I should say, not 2 weeks. 2 years ago, Zach LaVine in the dunk contest did it through the legs from the foul line.
So
Okay?
not the Maroon 5 guy.
Not the
That's
Maroon
Adam
guy.
Levine.
Oh, okay.
And so like
Great
his,
voice.
so like his,
Same shit.
you know, kudos to the NBA, but they should have told Levine and the young guys like, hey, you can't fucking windmill it from the free throw line in horse.
Against Paul Pierce.
He's 50.
Yeah.
And so
He
Levine
wasn't like an all-star stud dunker either.
no, he's just a good scorer.
He was
He's
he's a
He's on
good
his
player.
trampoline in
a
the
good-
backyard doing
and so
it.
Pierce is like in his backyard. He's looking a little chubby. He's
Of
got
course
like
he is,
he's
yeah.
got like a 3/4 zip like fleece on.
Yeah.
His kid is doing the video. Like,
Did he try?
yeah, well, Levine is like.
Zach Levine's in there doing high knees,
No, Levine,
warming up.
Yeah.
Levine is like, I'm not gonna go crazy. Like, I respect Paul Pierce a lot. He fucking taps the backboard with the ball and then dunks it. It's impossible to do that. It's
Yeah.
Paul Pierce goes up, blows his
impossible.
ACL.
And
Dies on
and Pierce is just laughing.
Dead.
Pierce,
Still showing.
Pierce is laughing. He's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
He's like, the net, first of all, is on NBA rim, so the backboard's high.
Yeah,
And I can't
yeah.
like tap the backboard and then like, I can't do that anymore.
Ladder.
So he tries. He's like, he touches it and then just throws it up.
Of course he did.
That's it. You're done.
Allen
That's
Iverson,
all
Allen
she-
Iverson just goes up to dunk and just mesh.
it it was like such a fucking farce. But I appreciate the effort, and it led to some good stuff like the versus thing and
Totally. So
other
much of that
stuff too,
shit.
of course.
Yeah, definitely.
And
And I'm
like-
all for that fucking pay-per-view shit, man. It's like make a spectacle of everything. I'm
Did you-
so down.
did
Who
you-
gives a
yeah.
fuck?
Did you watch
Fuck
the?
yeah.
You did. I know you watched this for sure. Did you watch Jordan documentary?
I did.
It was good.
Absolute. That was
Bomb.
an absolute thunder.
Yeah, it was bomb.
Like,
yeah, that was good.
So fuck. I couldn't believe how.
But that
good
wasn't
was.
like that wasn't because of COVID though.
No, but
If
they
it
released
came
it.
out in
They
COVID,
released
it
it
was-
early.
Yeah.
They released it early because of COVID.
Man, I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not even a basketball fan, and I was, like, dialed into that. That
So
was
good.
yeah,
there was something about it. It was like it was a lot to do with golf too, which was
Yeah.
hilarious. Like,
Gambling. Guys,
Yeah,
gambling.
degenerate
I know.
gambling.
Amazing.
He's going out beating the guys he's going to beat the same night.
Dude,
I'll
I
beat you
watched-
on the
I
course
watched-
and
yeah.
beat you on the
I watched
court
a
later.
video of him playing against Tiger Woods.
Really?
Yeah, but like, they're just like it was like a whole. It was just like they were just fucking around. But obviously, like MJ's there and Tiger's there.
What
They're
year? What year was this?
Old, super old.
When did Woods?
All I know is it was shitty cameras.
Like 96?
I couldn't tell you the date. I just the
97?
cameras were not good.
Okay. Yeah.
So it shows you that it's dated.
Pixels,
Anyway,
a lot of pixels.
but like fucking, they're playing like they're literally just playing for fun. But it was just the fact that the two huge guys.
Yeah.
There's a fucking crowd.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was like, okay, these two guys have tea times booked. We're gonna sell tickets.
Right.
And they
Yeah.
get the
Which is
crowd
like,
there,
fuck,
right?
imagine that you show up. Imagine me and you show up to a tea time and just fucking stand set up
Watching
and
us,
crowds would be like,
jokes.
oh god.
But these guys don't give a fuck about that anyway. They're so
Sure.
used to that, so they don't even give a shit. So they're just playing golf.
And then Tiger Woods plays MJ on a one-on-one basketball afterwards.
Fucking so Tiger Woods,
11-0.
sorry, Michael Jordan hit some fucked up shot
Michael
from the
Jackson.
sand. Michael Jackson does some weird shit from
He's
the
one of the
sand.
best golfers.
He's
ever.
moonwalking out of the sand. Yeah, fucking Michael Jordan hit some fucked up. He holes out from the sand, and it's like amazing. And he fucking makes fun of Tiger Woods, like does like the fist bump,
Yeah.
mocking him, and then he just the look he shoots him after. He's like
Who?
like-
Woods or Jordan?
Jordan. He's fucking does it, and then looks at him. He's like, I was kidding, but I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
but I
trying
still
to
did
fuck
it,
you
so-
up, bitch. Like,
Jordan's an assassin.
like it's like that guy that has no off switch when it comes to competition.
Which is
It's
like, I you gotta respect this kind of people. But it's like, man, your life has just gotta be so.
oh,
stressful.
it's oh my god, but like
How
it's
fu- dude.
he can't even have control of it.
that whole documentary, they're basically showing him pictures and videos on the iPad of like his peers.
And it's so easy for him to
Saying,
just be like, oh, like laugh it off and shit. And be just like, no.
So funny. Like,
Yeah.
like
After all talking about it, it's like I shouldn't have said that one thing to him because then he just dropped 40 on
But
it.
the absolute best clip in that whole thing is when Gary Payton is talking about manning up Michael Jordan. He's like, I had him that first game. I was in his head. I know.
Yeah,
And Jordan's
yeah.
watching. He's like, he didn't have
Yeah, not
him.
even.
He didn't have him. He's, you know what?
So like,
I know
As
that
he smokes a
he's like-
cigar and
he's like-
sips his whiskey.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's like the glove. You know, his eyes are yellow as fuck.
so yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's just
He's
toast,
wasted.
he's toasted in his fucking palatial mansion.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I
He's
took,
living
and
the
I
life.
took that personally.
Yeah.
See
Man,
you
that's like
later.
that shit is like I don't know what it is. Like that life, whatever that like mindset, it would be kind of daunting. But like fuck, that's the recipe for success.
Is that
Fuck it,
era
100%.
gone? Is that era gone for athletes? You think? There's too many
that
distractions.
level?
now?
That no, there's a few guys, but like
Who you got on that list with like?
Oh, is that? Oh my god!
I'm
I thought
not-
you were
I'm
trying
not
to say
saying-
that fucking Lord of the
I'm
Rings
not-
character. Is that Aragon?
Aragon?
is that Aragon?
That's what I thought you were
Oh, Aragon.
saying.
Is that Aragon?
Is that Aragon?
Is that
the
is that
King of
era-
Gondor? Is that him?
Is that era
Holy
for
fuck.
athletes?
That
with
guy's
much
competitive as
focus?
shit.
I'm not
That
saying
guy was fighting for kingdoms.
I'm
That
not
guy
saying-
didn't fucking play games.
I'm not saying that athletes.
That guy didn't. You think that guy took a fucking war off?
Okay. I'm not saying.
Oh, dude.
I'm not saying athletes can't be that.
That's
good anymore.
competitive.
He took that personally.
I'm just saying that they can't be. They can't be that.
Sauron
locked in.
coming in talking shit.
Who's
I
Sauron?
took that personally.
Is that's another Lord of the Rings? character?
Yeah.
How many
Trying to fuck-
Aragon, Saruman?
Saruman was
All
gonna
the
try to
guns.
fuck around with Aragon,
It's
and
like
he took that
Digimon,
personally,
though.
and he fucking
100%.
he laid his ass out.
I would
Do
suggest.
you think that era is gone? Is that what you're saying?
I think that
Dude,
era
seriously.
of athletes, the guys who are like tunnel vision on, not even they don't even. There's like a special difference, right? There's guys who are about winning. I think there's a lot of guys who are about winning now. LeBron, he's a winner.
Sure.
LeBron's up there for sure. LeBron is
Crosby,
definitely in that.
Ovechkin.
Not Crosby.
Okay, whatever.
You don't think so?
Not
Well, he's
Well,
got humility.
Okay,
Yeah,
pick,
that's the
okay,
problem.
Pick,
That's
pick,
the
pick,
problem.
That's fine.
Humility.
I'm not-
Ovechkin over Crosby.
okay, but I'm not saying there's not winners. LeBron is a winner.
Fuck
those
yeah.
those
Fuck
other guys
yeah.
are winners. I'm saying the era of guys where you're
Unflinchingly confident.
not that.
I think that.
You want
You want to win more than you want your family
No,
to
man.
live.
You want to hold the trophy, but you also want to see your opponent dead and bleeding. That's Jordan.
So same
That's
thing with what I
Jordan.
said.
Jordan was more. Jordan
You
was
think?
as much about destroying other people
Yeah,
as
Yeah?
he was about.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, he was.
I don't
I don't even know if that.
You watch that documentary. That thing only said one thing to me. This guy wanted to beat other people more than he wanted to win.
Yeah,
he wanted
I
other
think
people.
so.
To,
Yeah,
he
I
wanted
think
other
so
people
too,
to lose more than he wanted
Yeah,
to
that's,
win.
yeah, I agree.
Fuck
To me,
yeah.
it just felt like
Him
I
winning
have
was
to
a
win
side
and no one
effect.
else could win.
Him winning was a side effect of him wanting to crush others.
Really? Oh, I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't find that.
Oh,
I don't
fuck.
think that was an era. I think that was just him.
It's only him.
Yeah, maybe Mike
It's only
Tyson.
him. Tyson.
Yeah, but that's different in boxing. It's like you really want to.
You have to, you have to.
Yeah, you're trying to.
But like,
kill.
but that was the same kind of guy.
So you don't
right?
think there's going to be any other athletes like that? That's
They're
a hard.
definitely. No, I'm not saying
high
that.
bar,
I'm
high
not
bar.
saying that. But it's just like, yeah, it's different now.
But even
like,
you see like Conor McGregor, where it's like, yeah, like that guy, that's what he was all about. And all of a sudden, he's like shaking people's hands after fights, and he's like, oh, good fight. And like,
he
if
made a
you were-
bunch of money.
Yeah, but fucking
Which-
so did Jordan.
Yeah, but that's the difference. In
Exactly.
them,
That's what
right?
I'm saying. So like, even him, the guy who you
Jordan's
thought
like-
might have been the next like guy that with that competitive spirit.
Did someone think that?
That's
McGregor,
That's the fucking.
Jordan.
But that's
McGregor,
like.
McGregor when he was on his fucking hype, like when he was on
That's
his
the
rise,
that's
he,
the
he had
fucking
that.
that's the shit he was putting out in the universe.
But
though.
yeah, but Michael Jordan got everything and then just kept destroying.
That's what
people.
I'm saying. Is the
So
difference.
he wanted to win. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I do agree with you. I think he wanted people to lose more than he wanted to win.
That seemed like it seemed like the
'Cause
winning.
it was the trash talk every time.
Fuck,
Every
man.
time somebody would say one thing, he'd be like, "Want to see some shit?" Like one guy, like he'd be like having like a chilling game, and then one guy would say one thing, and it would be he'd be like, "Okay, I'm gonna
Next
drop
thing you know,
40."
next thing you know, it's 40 and you're down 20 points.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? Why did they say that?
I'm cruising to the bench
Every
again.
single fucking guy in that documentary was like, I just regretted saying that one comment.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's just like, yeah, he said one thing. And he
I gotta rewatch that.
There you
now.
go. Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it too.
I gotta rewatch it.
Like,
That was
I
so
like the
good.
side stories in it, but like obviously I just wanted to hear about Jordan. Like the Dennis Rodman shit was hilarious.
Do you guys
That's
remember
fucking psycho.
Jordan when you were younger?
No.
I wasn't watching. He wasn't playing.
Like he was
But the
probably.
96 had 97 balls. I was
Dude,
5.
I remember.
my basketball was like Vince Carter, Paul
Yeah.
Pierce,
Yeah,
Allen
yeah.
Iverson.
That's my prime time too. But I remember I started to get good around the time Jordan was getting ready to retire. So like I watched, for example, that last Utah series. We watched that at my house, and I remember thinking at the time like, there's like certain players.
Who was that? Who's on that team? Who was the guy? Was the mailman?
Was Stockton, Malone, Hornacek, Byron Russell.
So it was a good team.
Yeah, it was
those
super
guys
good.
were in the finals, or
They were like a rough
best.
team.
They're the
right?
best
They were a
regular
rough
season team.
right?
Not rough enough.
Well, no. I mean,
Best regular season.
that
team
was
for
their
years.
thing, right? That was their thing.
Their thing was that they had a nice two-man game between Stockton and Malone. Stockton was a great defensive player too, which he doesn't get a lot of credit for
The
these
mailman
days.
just
But
never missed a
Malone was
delivery day.
Malone was
fucking huge.
Malone was in '96 the best
Karl
player in the
Malone,
league.
aka Bovice.
We shall not forget that Malone was in the league long enough that when he went to the Lakers in 2007, it was a celebrated acquisition. The guy was going to make them the team to beat Kobe, LeBron,
Oh, yeah.
Kobe, Malone. Shaq was gone. It was Kobe, Malone.
Shaq was gone from
Shaq-
he was in Orlando.
Yeah,
Magic?
This is
he was
pre-Laker
He
Shaq.
was on the Heat by that time.
Oh,
Oh,
seven.
wow.
What
Oh,
the
he got
fuck?
drafted by Orlando, didn't he?
Got drafted to Orlando. Went
Holy
to
shit,
went
that's
to,
a trip. Like
went
that's
to
a,
the
like
Lakers in '99, I think. or
I fucking
2000.
forgot Shaq went to like that. Like that's when I was so into basketball in my youth for like I want to say 3 years.
Yeah.
Like I started playing in grade 6 and I finished in grade 9, and that's when I was so deep into basketball. Like one of my Dustin, one of my best friends at the time, he was all about basketball, still is.
Did you ever watch a game?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching tons of games, but but then it just died because once I realized what basketball was and what I liked, I was like, this game is fucking.
Can't
shit.
touch anybody.
That was the problem. But you can, and that's what Dustin always says. Like, by the way, Dustin McTaggart, he's got a fucking
Once you,
at Dustin McTaggart, his whole fucking basketball shit.
yeah.
He's doing well.
Sick plug.
It's a plug, but right, I don't know how to do it.
Once you get older, basketball is.
You know, he would always say, he's like, you can play
It's a
rough. You
physical
just have
game.
to learn
Yeah,
how to
it's a
play
physical
rough.
game.
I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know
for
how to
sure,
do it.
for
I like
sure.
hockey because I can just fucking run someone over.
Put your
and
shoulder
it's
into
it's
it.
a
Because I remember when I
lot.
first started playing intramural basketball, one season, it was like, what the fuck? Guys are pushing me around and shit.
Big
I was like,
Wolf?
I don't fucking know.
Big
I didn't
Wolf?
know that. I thought it was
Getting
fucking
away with
hands-off sport. Yeah.
Yeah. away
not
with
at
it.
all. It's-
Yeah,
That's
these
a rough
guys,
game.
they'd all played like, I don't even know what the fucking rep basketball is, but like growing up in like high school and shit. and they come and they can't make the team. Obviously, they all play like intramurals, so we're
course.
playing against them, and it's
Yeah.
like they're pushing us around.
Now they're
It's like,
beer league stars.
yeah, and I'm like, I never fucking played a
The
game
kids-
of organized basketball my whole
The
life.
kids that I coach, like the grade 9s and 10s, the way we win is I tell kids all the time, like if you have to go around a screen, you hit the guy.
Just run right through
Yeah,
them, eh?
if your guy gets away from you, you pull his jersey.
Yeah,
If,
yeah.
And the other rule that we go by, that I say in practice, first practice of the year, we don't give up layups without a foul. If someone's going for a layup,
Every layup you fucking foul.
absolutely, you don't get a free 2 points. You
Why?
gotta get at the line.
Okay.
You have to.
Yeah, can you foul out? What's the fouling out?
I got 12 kids.
Yeah, but they're not all. They're not all equal.
They're all gonna commit 5 fouls.
Yeah, but yeah, you're gonna have one kid that's way better than your fucking
So what?
12th kid.
So what? It doesn't matter.
It definitely matters.
Even
Basketball is a game where one guy can
if
make
I
a
had,
huge difference.
if I had,
Let me tell you how to
if
coach
I had,
basketball.
if I had every kid committing whatever 3 fouls a game, what does it matter? You know, the great kids are not going to get in situations where they have to commit fouls, so I don't care.
I guess.
You know, it doesn't matter to me. You don't give up layups. Basketball is like a game of it's
A lot of
like
strategy.
yeah, there's a lot going on in basketball. I obviously like I don't have to tell you guys I'm a big basketball guy, but yeah, I would recommend people play that game.
I respected basketball. I just realized I was like, okay, when I was playing, I wasn't as tall as I am now, and even if I was, it wouldn't matter because I'd be 6'1", 6'2".
You're a
which is
guard. You're a guard.
So average, and I'm like in my head.
You're
I'm
small.
I'm
Well,
a
that's
big
not
guy.
average.
I'm a
You're
big
small.
guy.
You're small in basketball.
And I'm tiny in basketball, and I'm
Yeah.
a big dude. And I was like playing it, and I'm not. The way that I play sports is not accustomed to basketball. I would feel like when I got to grade 9 and the games were like more competitive and like kids were actually good, I was useless. I fouled out in the first quarter.
Once once COVID's done, let's join up on a men's basketball.
I will get fucking iced. I was just about to say
We'll do
I
co-ed.
had
We'll do
your
co-ed.
number.
Bad.
We'll do co-ed. Kenzie's pretty tall. Hope is tallish.
I hope we'll not play.
Why?
She won't.
Tell her you
play
can't see her.
sports.
Tell her you can only see her on nights you play.
She won't play. There's no way. We didn't want her to play.
You know,
If we're gonna play sport, let's play volleyball.
Speaking of
Yeah.
speaking of hope, not that I
Or
want to
golf.
sing, not that I want
Let's
to
play
single
golf.
your,
Go
Go
ahead,
golf.
I don't want to single your girlfriend,
15
but
of
I
us.
received a message
Go for
from
it.
Hope and also a message from a few other friends of mine about the topic we covered last week. It's a topic very
Is
near
it
and dear to
finance?
me.
Because we should probably steer at that.
We're gonna go into that after
I'm
this.
glad that we haven't been. I
But,
really like these episodes.
Do you know the message I got from a lot of people? Messages of support.
I read it. I actually read it.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't remember what it was.
You proofread it.
It's about Roman pizza.
Oh,
Oh.
for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
It's
What
the best.
fucking? I don't care what Hope says.
It's the
She's
best.
wrong. 100% wrong. She's wrong on a lot of things, and Roma Pizza is for sure one of them.
People on Twitter commenting to me that it is the best.
Yeah, but you're only hearing one side of the fucking coin here.
Yeah, I follow. And
You wanna know why? You
I
wanna know
follow
why?
and engage, interact with.
Do you want to know
people,
why?
see-
Do you want to know why
Exactly.
the other people aren't
Go ahead.
engaging?
Go ahead.
It's because they're up to more things.
They're
They're
too
out
busy.
living their
They're too
life.
busy eating better pizza.
Yeah, but it's the people that can afford better pizza. Well, just they don't have time.
I
For
can't
this
believe
Roman
you.
pizza.
Did
Exactly.
you really just use the
Yeah,
A word?
That's right.
Oh my
Do it
god.
again. Do it again.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. That's right.
You want to ride the Viper? I sure do.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
People that fucking like to eat like quality food, they're
Roma
usually up to
Pizza, they got time on their hands because they're chewing for fucking hours. Just sitting there chewing their rubber
Roma's
crust.
It's a moist pie.
It's a piece of
I
shit.
will recommend.
It's a
I will
shit
recommend
pie.
that if you.
It's
if
made me
you-
sick before.
The outer two sort
Fuck
of
Roma
rows
pizza.
of the Roma.
Because you want the fucking center where there's no crust.
No,
and
no,
there's
the
just like
center-
a piece of sponge
The
with
center, you
sauce on
gotta
it.
nuke that up. I think you gotta put that in toast.
You gotta throw that in a fucking blender. And
Let's talk a bit
garbage.
about Marquette's, not the university, the stock market. I read a post this week
Thanks for
from
clearing that one
from
up.
our friends at
Talking about Marquez, his new LP
Marquise, yeah.
Marquise.
Marquise,
Pressure.
Marquise Lee. The topic I'd like to talk about this evening that I haven't told you guys about
An
is,
hour in.
yeah, a little over an hour, is
Next 35.
in the
I
is
was right.
turning 36 or turning 35.
I would imagine he's 35 now.
Wow, so turning 36. I thought
You
he was
don't
older
know.
than that.
I don't know when his birthday is.
No, I know.
So he's
you're right.
halfway there.
Jeez. So
Planning to drop at 70. I respect it.
I don't know.
No one
Yeah.
wants to retire early.
We're in a bit of an asset inflation period here, and so I heard a bit of a conversation from our friends Bill Brewster and his colleagues over at
The
the
guy who definitely doesn't exist.
over
Isn't
at
he
Value
dead now?
over at Value After Hours.
What was that guy's name?
Toby Carlisle, Bill Brewster, and
What was the guy's name? Robin Hood guy?
Bill Brewster.
That
No,
killed
The guy who
himself?
killed himself. I don't remember his name. It was Alex something.
Oh,
He was brought up in the congressional hearings recently.
Bill Brewster's the real guy's name.
Brewster's the guy.
Bill Brewster.
Bill Brewster's the guy's.
That guy
Cousin.
definitely played so like
That's real?
D1
Bill
baseball.
Brewster's
for
the guy's
sure.
cousin,
That's a real name.
and he
Bill Brewster.
and he's like a semi-famous like Twitter.
Guess what country he's
guy.
from?
America.
Yeah.
No kidding.
No, he's from America.
Guess what state he's from? America.
He's
He's from every state.
He's in Florida right now.
Weird.
And
Yeah.
so
Super
these guys
weird.
are talking about.
Well, guess what that guy agrees with masks or not.
These guys are talking about what you should be doing in sort of an inflationary period when the temptation is to
Ban the mask.
when the temptation is to raise your ceiling. Should you instead be worrying about raising your floor?
Raise your bottom?
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I don't mind that.
Okay, so give it to me.
I'm okay with that because, like, that's a weird one, actually. Raise your floor.
I don't know. You're gonna have to explain it to me because I wasn't really listening.
So, like, raise your ceiling as opposed to raise your floor. Like, why is
In
your
what
why?
aspect?
Just, I would imagine that's like preparing for the worst
Sure.
as opposed to preparing for the best.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So how about your worst isn't that bad as opposed to your best is amazing. Like your worst, like if your floor is 50K
Oh yeah.
and your ceiling's whatever, fucking
Unlimited. Why even have
exactly. Get rid of it. If your floor is 50,000, that's like the worst that's your minimum.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. That's
No,
a
we
pretty
always
good.
talk about that kind of shit though. Like shoot for like super high, and if you don't make it, at least you're fucking close. You know?
Well, yeah,
Like,
is that in the sense like raising? Like is that like
yeah, I don't
go
know.
for 120, hit 100 kind of thing?
Oh, so what? Oh, say okay. So like, you're saying raising your. I would say okay. So raising your floor would be like taking a shittier job, as if you're like okay, it might not like I'm not gonna go crazy rich off of this, but my floor is gonna be here.
Would
So
it
I'm
be
just
like
gonna take this job
would it be
now.
taking a shitty job or casting a safety net?
It's the same thing.
Which I know people aren't down for that. Like that whole thing is like, oh, you got a safety net, you got a backup plan. It's like, yeah, it's called being smart.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if I will go for it, but if I fail, which like 9
Right.
times out of 10 you're gonna fucking fail.
For sure.
Like then you got something to fall back on. That was like my whole thing was like my backup plan was be a cop, which I don't know why that was my plan. Like when I was younger.
Yeah,
That's a
not,
shit
not,
backup
not
plan.
now.
But now it's like I'll now have a skill.
Yeah.
So that can be my backup plan. Which is,
Yeah,
which
for
I
sure.
don't know why, like when I was like fucking 15, I was like, I'll just be a cop if the electrical thing doesn't work, which is so dumb. Because then how does that work? I just sign up and be a cop. Like, that's how dumb I was.
It's pretty easy to be a cop, you know, just fucking
But like
just show
luckily,
up one
luckily
day.
my main career, my shoot for the stars was
Yeah.
safety net.
I don't know, but the way I saw it was like, well, I don't know, I need someone to define that better. Because, like, what the fuck does raising your floor really mean? Like, if right now in my position, what would that mean to raise my
Your
floor?
floor is raised. Your floor is already up here because
Yeah,
like,
but what if I wanted to raise it more? It's not that high.
well then you just
And then what? So exactly, how do you raise your floor?
I get well. Like, yeah, I think if you raise your floor, you're kind of committing to the 9 to 5.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like if you raise it, like if that's what you're committed to, like I wouldn't say it's a bad idea. I think you should have a decent floor. Like it shouldn't just be like, oh, if this fucks up, I'm applying for jobs at a store or like anything. Like
But is
I think
raising
I
your floor
get-
like going back to school and like getting more education?
no,
so,
fuck
like,
that. I
you're-
think that shit is fucking bananas to me. Like I have to go back. Like you're in your mid 30s and you'd be like.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm just saying, like hypothetically, if
Right.
I have to, like I have to go back to school now.
Yeah.
Like just say you shot for the stars and you fucking missed horribly,
But that's what I'm saying. Would that
and
be
then you're at
considered?
0.
But would that be considered your floor? Like if you're like in our position now, being like gonna go back to school,
I
so
didn't
like
mean
the
that. I didn't
lowest.
mean
Guys,
that.
we're just
That's not what I
speculating.
meant.
Just
I
Well,
meant,
that's
like-
why you weren't here. You fucking abandoned us.
I meant
Take
like
a piss. We
I
don't
meant
know.
like if you're an investor, okay? You're watching shit like I don't know, Tesla or GameStop or whatever. You pick your fucking poison. Go up and up and up and up and up. How do you, in this environment, protect yourself on the downside? How do you raise the floor of your portfolio
You get a
as
skill.
opposed to continuing to like invest in stuff
So
that's
what I
peaking
just said about
topping
raising
out.
the floors, you're essentially committing to a 9 to 5.
So you're talking about
In quotes.
lifestyle.
Well, if you
Oh, we're talking about income.
Okay, sure.
I'm just talking in general, like about working. Like if you want a high floor, you have to commit to like quote unquote 9 to 5, aka just like a day job, and you need to like put time in to like raise your floor.
That's like what you fall back on.
But at
Exactly.
that point, it's not really raising your floor. That's kind of raising like, well, I don't fucking know what you'd call it. But
That's,
just
like
your,
keeping
It's a
your
safety
floor.
net. It's
That's
casting a safety net.
it's your
Yeah.
livelihood. Or it's like you can just keep getting raises and shit like that. And is that like raising your floor? Like, so your floor is basically what you're saying is like your space salary.
Yeah,
That's kind of what you're saying.
yeah. What you're worth as a person, like what you're
to a
capable of,
company.
what you're capable of.
There's some
Sure.
we've kind of talked about this on this show and like offline too about like the rental property. Like that would be a good way to sort of raise your floor, right? Like
That's a way to raise
it
a
would
ceiling.
increase. I think it would raise your floor.
The rental property.
Yeah,
Okay, the way I look at
or
it,
flipping a property.
the way I look at
Characterize
it,
it however you
this really bothers me a lot. Actually, is like a lot of like celebrities that have like made hundreds of millions of dollars, right? They all talk about is like, you know what, I knew what I was gonna do, and like these motherfuckers,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like you know, I'm okay with that. I get it,
Mhm.
but that shit doesn't happen to most people.
No.
So if you're talking like realistically, most people are gonna be like, I'm getting a job. Like if it worked out that way, everybody would just be a celebrity. We'd all be making hundreds of millions of dollars. Nobody'd be poor.
Everyone's a celebrity. Everyone has a million followers.
Everybody somehow. Everybody
Everybody-
follows. Everybody. It's just
It
love.
can
It's just
happen.
love.
It's
It's just
just
love.
Universal basic followers.
Yeah, it's like so. It's like it's a completely fucking ridiculous like a point of view. Like I get it. Where like you say that and it's like motivational. Yeah, I get that. But like realistically, like you have to have a point where you have to be like, okay, I'm not going to be fucking Eddie Murphy. I'm not going to be whoever, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have a safety net. I don't understand this whole fucking mission of being like, you don't need a safety net. It's stupid. It's like, you're fucking stupid.
The whole like
Because
burn
you're
the
not
boats.
Yeah, it's like fucking
You need,
Jesus.
you need something.
Get to the island, burn the boats. You only have one way out. It's to fight your way through. It's like fuck. You need a plan B though. I don't know. In my
Plan
opinion.
B's or plan B, plan C, D, E, F, whatever.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
so many
plans
ways.
are good. It's
Yeah,
just like be
there's-
prepared.
Exactly,
Why
yeah,
not?
there's so
Like
many ways to be prepared.
so, it's like I'm
Well,
like
especially for us, like no one here is trying to fucking really like
Be in
become
movies and
famous,
shit.
like in that sense, you know. Like none of us are trying to make like I mean we do this podcast, but like it would be like if we didn't work and we just did this podcast
we did one episode a day.
and we did a day, and it's
we
like
dumped it into it.
yeah, exactly, and it's like this is what we have to do to be
we
famous.
should have done that when you guys were on CERB.
I think that would have been pathetic.
What are we gonna
Would've
talk
been
about?
We
Trash.
also weren't allowed to gather at that time.
Exactly.
That aside, it would have been so shit.
Well, maybe if we had done some research.
Yeah, yeah. If we did like some crazy like,
But that's
like
not- I
market
don't-
recap,
that's-
Let
I
me
don't-
tell you about
I don't
discounted
wanna
cash
do that.
flows.
I don't want to ever do that with this show. I like the way I like the dynamic of the show.
Well, that's maybe why my cousin texted me the other day saying, "What the fuck? How do I invest my money? Do you know any podcasts where
I can't
learn how
believe
to
that.
invest
Should
my
we talk
money?"
about that?
We can.
Maybe we should give him some advice.
What do you want to know? Though that's the whole
Wants-
point.
Why do you
wants
send it
to
to the mailbag? There's
wants to
actually
know-
a mailbag question I fucking just saw
Oh, right on.
when I started the video. I haven't heard the question yet though.
Well, let's hear it. We'll fucking do it live. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'll have to cut it into the audio.
No.
Okay, so
Talk
like,
about Jack. Go to Jack.
okay, so basically, he just wanted to know.
Give a little bit of history on Jack and why it's insulting that he said this, Jack.
Okay, well, he's a friend of the podcast. He's my cousin. It's
It's
not.
not
It's
insulting.
not insulting. He just basically messaged me the other day saying, "Hey, like, looking to get into investing. Like, do you have any podcast books, etc., for me to like listen to and read to like learn about the basics of investing?" And I was like, I gave him a whole list of books and basically told him my opinion. And my opinion was, get well simple, get a TFSA, and every week put money from your paycheck into it and buy a bunch of different ETFs.
Yeah.
Start with a SPY and diversify. If you, because like you can still kind of use your own like little little crystal ball and be like, I think this is gonna do well in the future, but just do through ETFs. You don't need to buy a
Fine,
single
do it
company.
safely.
Like some edgy like.
Be
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're like, oh, yeah, like whether it's like
What do you-
legal marijuana or if it's like I told him about like the pet care one where it's like pet medication, like anything really. Like,
What do you like?
exactly. What do you
What
think
do
is
you
gonna?
think?
Yeah. Like you like.
That is legit. Like, and I've learned that as of like I've been doing it for like what 8 months.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned. I'm like, what do I like? What am I interested in? What do I know
Yeah.
based on like my experiences and shit? And
Right.
And it's like you can't read it. You can't like read and like you listen to it even. Like you can listen to a lot of shit. Like there's
Yeah,
a lot of
course you can.
information out there, but at the end of the day, investing is a trip. Like because you
Yeah.
can't. What are you gonna do? Just put all your chips in this guy's basket?
You gotta make your own decision.
Exactly, because then you'll be pissed off at this guy, or
Yeah.
if he loses, and that's why it's like I'm not mad that he says that because I completely understand why he says that because we did used to say this is not financial advice.
Right.
We're just shooting the shit.
We
about
should
market.
say it again.
You should say this is your job. You're the responsible
Nothing
guy.
we fucking say is financial advice.
And that's why this is
Never
an
has
insult.
been, never will.
This is a
There we
shoot
go,
the
blanket
shit.
statement.
Yeah.
Never
This is
again.
a shoot the shit podcast, and we're talking about our experiences within the market and what we know and
We
whatever,
talk about
right?
stuff that we buy.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
Sure,
mean
but that
you
makes
should
it-
buy it.
But it's exactly
No,
and that's
like-
why it's not an insult. I completely understand why you would want some more
Yeah, for sure.
information behind shit. We're just talking shit.
And we never said that before. I don't think. Like I think like if you are just starting off as a fresh investor now, like at our age, like yeah,
Listen to us.
you don't know. First of all, for sure, listen to us. Listen to me right now,
Yeah.
but don't take my advice. But yeah,
It's not advice. There's no advice to take.
well,
you're not giving
I'm just
advice.
saying. I'm just talking out loud to
Yeah,
myself.
thank
But I think that like yeah, like getting yourself set up with a TFSA account where you can trade for like
Move.
very low commission trades.
Like me right now. Like
Do
me.
you want to talk about your TFSA?
Yeah, was
You know?
yeah. That was-
Oh,
See, this is bullshit.
why?
Because I didn't fucking
Yeah.
know. I didn't fucking know.
It's because yeah, exactly. You see,
And but like, you know what? Guess
I
what?
can't believe
And
it.
guess what? I'll never fucking forget.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
gotta tell you, like,
Skin in the game.
I'm so pissed about that. So all my money, all my money
This
is
is
just.
unbelievable.
I didn't fucking know.
Holy shit.
But I can tell you, I fucking know now. All my money is not in a TFSA.
What's
No,
the
no.
What's the account structure?
I don't know what it is.
Personal.
Personal. So essentially, anything that I pull out, capital gains, taxes, everything.
Trudeau's in your pocket. bro.
All the money I made, I'm basically losing half of it.
No, you lose. It's
No,
like
I lose
it's
half.
like 30% of the profit.
Half of it. I
Of the
lose half.
profit.
At the end of the fucking day, I lose half of it. I don't
Only-
make any money.
but it just it
But it's a
sucks.
small amount of money. But
But it
whatever.
sucks because now when you do your tax,
I'm fucked. It's gonna be a bitch.
it's so much
You
more.
gotta record
It's
the
so
trades.
fucking
The
hard.
trades you gotta record.
But
Yeah.
like,
You're gonna take it to, like,
thankfully,
a
I
Well
fucking
haven't-
big-
Simple
that
gives you
trade.
the tax forms though.
Yeah,
So
they
they,
do that?
yeah, they'll sum it up for you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because you have to take it to an accountant and
Yeah.
like get your shit straightened out.
It'll be easy. To do.
I didn't fucking know. I honestly, I'll be honest with you. This
It's
is
funny.
Yeah.
because like I said, my mom's a banker, but like she always hits me with shit. And I just go, yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, Mom, it's 4
Sure.
p.m. I just got home. I don't want to do this.
Uh-huh.
I'm tired. I don't care.
I'll pay taxes. I don't give. a
I would
fuck.
rather just pay taxes.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'd
though,
rather just pay taxes.
like at that moment
Can I
in
just pay
time,
taxes?
at that moment in time, that's exactly what I'd
Oh,
rather
no.
just pay someone to
Uh-huh.
avoid this.
And then you're gonna pay the government.
So now I'm fucked. But like either way, but now like
That's
since
really an all-timer.
No, but since I fucking know it now, and this is what people don't fucking understand about failing, is that now I'll never forget that. I will never do that again.
But will you open up a TFSA now?
Yes.
Good.
So this is your retirement now. Your retirement savings are in that personal account.
No, this is my blue chippies.
Yeah,
Can I get
Long
another?
term.
Can I get another chippy? Man?
that's
it's
your
probably worth it. Just pull it out now and throw it in a TFSA. Though.
I have.
I was waiting until the markets go up, and so I can make my money back, and then fucking.
But you gotta pay more in taxes.
That's fine. I don't want to sell everything now.
Can't you claim? I don't know enough about this, but
If you lose money.
you can claim a loss.
That's what
right?
they always do. That tax loss selling.
So
So November,
sell-
December, people always sell
Yeah,
for
so
losers.
sell it a loss and then pay less.
See, these are things I don't know.
Well, we
Tax
don't,
loss
the thing is, we don't really know either. So you probably gotta pay somebody.
That's fine. No, but
So that's what it is. Because like you
I
just
don't know.
unrealized gains are unrealized gains, but then if you can realize losses,
Like realize.
Like
realize.
sell at a loss.
yeah. So then they're like, so then
Cash.
in the eyes of like the government, you lost money, but in reality you gained because like your actual
Well,
portfolio
I
is up.
saved. on taxes.
But then yeah, so you only sold your losers. So like I say, you like in their eyes, you actually only realize the losses. So you can take that money off of your taxes.
It comes off your books, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that is experience. Is what that is. What
We
you're
don't
just
actually
talking about,
know how
that.
it
No,
works.
but I'm just saying. But you do. But you understand the concept,
Yeah.
and that you can't just know that shit.
But this is the thing that like Jack was also asking about. He's like, how do you learn this shit?
You have to fucking go through it.
You just go on YouTube and type in "make money."
You can
fast.
do. You can do that.
And then after 3 years, you find a video.
Yeah, you can do that.
Actually, worth something.
You can do that as much as you want, but eventually you're gonna get hit. And I'm glad I got hit with this like right away,
pretty quick.
which is I'm okay with that. Fail fast.
Yeah,
Because now I just learned a major fucking lesson.
it is good advice.
It sucks, but it
Yeah.
was like I'm glad it was with like the amount that I have in, as it were, like 10 times it in
It's
10
good.
years,
It's
right?
good.
Because I would have just kept going.
That would have been pretty funny.
That would have been fucking
Yeah, for you guys,
Funny.
It would've been fucking
but
absolutely
you would be,
fucking,
you know,
like-
you'll be making whatever 80,000 in a few years.
that doesn't matter.
I
It
wouldn't
doesn't
care.
matter. Like
Like, I
that,
wouldn't
what
care.
I made,
80,000, I wouldn't care.
but it doesn't fucking matter because like what you guys are saying is like realizing like losses, but like still at a game, which is a super trippy perspective.
Right.
Like you can't just like
There's
learn
there's
that.
a way to game the taxes.
And it's like you guys are talking about like when you guys, especially when you guys talk about Bitcoin, it's like you're talking about wasting money by not having it invested,
Yeah.
which is like that's something that somebody who just makes money and saves it
Yeah.
will never understand. Like how much of a waste of money it
Because
is.
you don't see your money.
Just-
Because your money in the bank doesn't go down.
Well,
but
you guys-
it's their
if
buying
you-
power goes down.
I say-
Exactly,
I
and
say
you'll
you guys-
never understand
I
that
say-
unless you go into the market and
That's-
fuck around.
That
right?
story I sent you guys earlier in the week about how the Fed in the U.S. or the Treasury in the U.S. announced their CPI, Consumer Price Index,
Mhm.
gain for the last year. America will tell you that
Mhm.
Tried and true, baby.
America will tell you that inflation is at the lowest it's
Right.
been in a decade.
I cannot
That
understand
is
that.
fucking insane.
It's also a lie.
It's fucking insane.
It's not real.
It's a total fucking joke.
But how do they get away with
Because
that?
most people don't pay attention. They just look at like the cost of a Big Mac. Like
Yeah,
Big
but
Mac's
how does
about the
how
does-
same, and
How
that's
does
it.
like when we're talking about like Elon
There's
Musk
Big
saying
Mac's like this big now.
yeah.
shrinkflation? We
I
talked about that.
know,
How,
like
like,
the
how like
Snickers bars.
Toblerones have like less peaks
Yeah,
than they
yeah,
used to and stuff like
yeah.
that.
But like, how
It's
does
obvious.
Elon Musk like get flack for like we were talking about him like if he boosted a stock or whatever he did like that he just had interest in because
Yeah.
he's in a position of influence. We like it's not fraud, but like we were talking about, is that fraud? But if the government
I know,
does it,
yeah.
if the government does it, it's like, yeah, fuck it, it's the government. They always lie. Like, why is that? Why is that
It's so
allowed?
weird.
Why is that
I
allowed?
just
Yeah.
love
Like, what's
how,
wrong
like,
with the flies? Let's fucking peg Piggy in the face with a
Yeah.
rock.
it makes,
Fuck
me, it
this
makes me
guy.
laugh sometimes how like people are and like I don't want to go deep into COVID conspiracies, but I think about stuff like lockdowns in the same respect that I think about things like the all grain, all carb diet, the food pyramid. And then I
Oh,
think about
yeah,
like
yeah.
the CPI and I think
Right.
like what have these guys ever been right about?
Milk's not good.
What have they ever been right
Yeah.
about?
Big farm guy, jacked up.
Yeah, like he's fucking huge, eating
12
nothing but dairy.
kids.
He's eating nothing but dairy.
12 kids,
yoked.
fucking.
I don't fuck with dairy anymore, but
I love
That's
that.
beside the
I
point.
do.
I drink full fat milk.
I like don't.
Yeah, I do.
I drink fucking.
I drink-
I drink cream.
We got Homo milk. We got Homo milk in the fridge.
18%.
We got Homo milk in the fridge here. 3 1/4.
I don't like that. I'll fuck with ice cream, but I would not. I don't just drink milk
Whatever.
anymore.
Is that a preference thing?
That's what,
What?
I do.
I don't know. I don't know. I personally.
You don't like. You don't even like cheese.
Messes up your
I
stomach
like-
or what?
No.
You did. I
He
think
doesn't
I heard.
like it. It's
I think
so
I heard
weird.
the other day at Mike's house for his parents or his mom's birthday that you don't.
Why
like
wouldn't you be talking about my cheese?
You don't like
intake?
cheesecake.
Oh, yeah, I don't like cheesecake.
That's you got some kind of problem there. I think.
I don't
You don't like Roma pizza or cheesecake. You think that's a me problem?
That's
a you
the
problem.
fucking.
The one
pretty
thing- the one thing
You
that
common
gets
think,
me-
you think Roma pizza and cheesecake, other people enjoying that, that's our issue? That's
Yeah.
obviously your issue.
You like carrot cake?
Yeah,
I'll eat it.
it's delicious.
Fucking
I'll
gross.
eat it. But like the
Yeah,
thing
that's
is,
fucking brutal.
This, we
You
gotta
know,
do
vegetables.
We gotta do it. We gotta
Vegetables.
do we gotta bank.
This
We
is
gotta
this
bank an
is-
episode on things that you should
no,
like.
this is the thing.
Oh, I never
This
will.
is the thing. This is the thing. Because he claims that he's not a picky eater too.
100%.
He claims he's not
This
a picky
guy.
eater.
This guy.
The guy's a picky fucking eater.
May we not forget that at
I
will eat it, I just
the
won't
beginning
like
of
it.
quarantine, or maybe when the
I
started
eat
this
shit. I just know that I don't
Fine,
like it.
Fine, you're a fussy eater.
We started this podcast.
Whatever,
This guy
fine.
was talking about ordering bulk candy off of Amazon.
And I
Like,
did it, and I ate it all.
I only get candy if it comes in a liter jug.
Yeah,
And
I
now
he's
was
talking about
still
carrots.
The one thing I will credit him, he'll fucking die on the hill.
Yeah,
He'll
why?
fucking he'll go down swinging too. Like he still thinks he's not a picky eater.
Ridiculous.
Fuck no. I'll eat what the fuck ever, man. For lunch this whole week, all I had was a pile of vegetables. That's what I ate every day for lunch
Why?
this week.
I sent you that
Because it's
video.
good for you.
Vegetables
Like,
taste
like
like
Tony
sad.
Montana at the end when it's just all coke, but it's veggies.
Veg meat stuck in my head in a fucking pile of
Just
broccoli.
crushing it.
Vegetables
Yeah.
taste like sad.
Yeah.
They
Everyone.
taste good to me.
Everyone. Spinach. You go through your life, eat leaf.
Yeah.
Vegetables are
Why?
sad.
Why
Fry 'em up.
you eat vegan?
Why do you don't want to live nice?
They fry them up with
Can
fucking
we talk
olive
a
oil,
bit
salt,
about the
sea salt.
consumer
Fucking
price
right.
index?
Man, veggies are the fucking shit.
If you Google what's in the consumer price index, you would think that you would get like a list of items, right? Like a basket of items.
Yes.
Instead, when I go on Investopedia to the consumer price index page, Investopedia has no pages this long. Okay, there's videos.
Man, the investment media has a lot of videos, and I
Takeaways,
fuck with them.
how
There's
is
some-
it- CPI
I didn't know that was a
used.
thing.
no,
there's
I
a-
told Jack to hit this up. for
There's
sure.
a pie graph here, calculating CPI, the cost of this thing in a given year, base year times 100, the percentage thing, Northeast.
It is
we gotta
quite long.
This is a lot.
The only thing that I would say,
FAQs.
This is a bit much for what everyone is supposed to be using to measure. Don't you think?
the
Will,
only thing that I
it's
would
a bit. Don't you think it's a bit much
What do you
to
mean?
measure what the cost of ground beef and milk and eggs is every year?
So you're talking about raising your floor.
I think this is a fucking joke.
What, do you want them to simplify it even
I want
more?
them to tell me what's in the price index. What is it? Is it a kilogram of beef, a 12-pack of eggs, a liter of milk,
Oh.
a quart of cheese? What is it? That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. That's
I
what
guess.
everyone should want to see.
But the list is way too long.
It's
a
not
very
that
arrogant
long.
statement.
It's so long.
My opinion is what everybody should think.
That's
That's
what
what
everyone
you're
wants to say.
saying.
That's what everyone wants to see.
That's
What
what
else?
you're saying.
It's,
If I type in CPI list, Wikipedia feeds me back the corruption perception index. I don't know what that is.
click it.
There's none of that.
That's not for this show.
That's not real. There's no corruption.
There is none.
Consumer price
It's just all
index
fair.
list. I need to know what's in the basket. I don't even know what's in the. There's no way to see what's in the fucking.
Because it's
basket.
everything. It's everything. You want them to list. You want them to list everything that you've ever bought before.
No, I
It's
thought it was
everything.
supposed to be a fixed list of
I'm
items.
pretty sure it's everything.
Shut this fucking computer.
We have a.
Well, then let's do that. Then.
The question?
Get off the internet because it's fucking everything up.
Okay, ready?
This podcast is ruined.
It's
We gotta
from-
start again.
It's from Jordan. Here we go.
Jordan who?
Here we go.
Did you shake today?
That's not even a question.
Did you shave today?
Did I shake my phone for Shake Pay? Did
Oh.
you shake your phone for Shake Pay? You don't even have Shake Pay.
I have Shake
Did you?
Pay. I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? Did you?
I can't.
Why not?
Because fucking.
Thought you
fuck
were good
around.
to go now.
I can buy it. I can't shake shit. Thanks.
What?
Let's go back to CPI.
This fucking guy, man.
The
This
CPI
fucking
thing.
guy.
I thought the CPI thing was supposed to be like a standard measurement for average people to see whether or not prices are going up at a rate that's important to them or alarming to them.
I
or
just think it's
anything like
any
that.
grocery product that you can think of as part of the CPI.
I thought there was a specific list of things. It was like some poultry, some dairy.
I don't know. The fact that we don't even know what it
It's
is.
not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Either way, who cares? You do.
I think it's fucking whack, man. I see things like this zero I just where I got the article, but the U.S. Treasury is saying that the price index is up by the least it's been up in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, who believes that? Who
Everyone
believes
else?
that? Tesla's at 700 or whatever it is. You know what that is pre-split? It's
A
like
lot.
$4,000.
Yeah, they backed down though, didn't they?
From what, 5,000?
I don't know. It's Elon. He's not the richest guy in the world anymore. He was for like a week.
Who is now?
Bezos again.
Still Jeff again?
Really? Well, I didn't see what happened. I just
Because
knew
Tesla's been
stock
on
price
Tesla's
went
like
down,
their stock price went down
The
by
entire
like a quarter.
the entire Nasdaq's been getting destroyed the last 2 days.
everything's being destroyed, and I've even noticed that.
Whatever. I wonder about stuff like that when I see the price indexes. You know, the claim is that it's at the lowest it's been in a decade. I can
But
obviously
that's still
see that it's
increase.
not.
That's a percent increase though, still,
But
right?
this- But the percentage was like 1 and change. 1 and change percent?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Will. Come
Come
on,
on,
Will.
man.
Come on. You ever see that Mad TV, Marvin Tikva? Come on, Shelly. Come on.
No, I wasn't a
Look that-
teenager in the 90s.
Look that up. I don't know what to make of all this. I think like sometimes when people, you know, for example, we talked on the show before about how people invest in things they're comfortable with because they're not particularly keen on risk. So
But
they
that's
like
good.
high interest
I
savings.
totally believe. Oh, yeah.
High interest savings are like, oh, it's the same as inflation.
Oh, things are coming.
But it's fucking not even close, man. Unless you're saving your whole life for a
Yeah.
pack of ground beef,
yeah.
then you can't compete at 1%. You got to get something like 7 8% a year at least, man. At
7-8% a year.
That's what the index average is.
Right for the last like couple of years,
I
but
mean-
not historically. I don't
What do you
think
think the average is historically?
4 or 5.
What do you think Mr. Hokuro would say about that?
Who's that?
You have a lot to say.
Is
Who's
that, a
our
character,
history
is that a
teacher?
Naruto character?
He was our history teacher in high school, and I gotta tell you, this guy probably seen 4 world wars, and there was only 2 of them.
Oh fuck yeah! This guy lived
Interesting.
through. He lived through them both twice.
He's seen some shit.
Yeah,
This was an old
on
fella.
both sides.
He's an
Interesting.
old dude.
Yeah.
He was a white dude too, Mr. Hokura.
He was
He's
still
white,
fighting. He was
dude.
in Vietnam till.
Then that
Until
turned him
1994.
white.
In the middle of class.
Oh man. Oh no.
Middle of class, you got fucking PSD. Sorry,
PSD.
sorry class. Sorry, Seth,
I just got a
yes.
PSD.
Sorry class, I'm still shell shocked. I can't say that anymore. It's offensive.
Do you have any recommendations for this week?
Are we at that point?
Or an hour
I
and
think
20
so.
in? I don't know.
No, let's just keep going.
We've been going 2 hours a week. We started about an hour late this week, so I
I'm
don't
not
know.
done. I don't.
You know, I don't-
I'm not.
How did we get here an hour early and we started an hour
I had
late?
a friend over. Dan was here. I don't want to keep you guys longer than you want to stay. If you
I
want
don't
to
really
keep,
know,
if
dude,
you want to
regularly.
keep going, we'll keep going.
Let's
It's up
just
to you
keep going.
guys.
I'm not
Okay.
ready yet.
All right, rip it up then, bro. What do you want?
Well, I mean,
Okay, what are your recommendations to Jack then?
True, we didn't really finish that. Podcast,
Someone who's just-
podcast to listen to about investing.
Yeah, what podcast would you recommend?
If you were in your late 20s or early 30s
I have-
and wanted to
fine,
invest,
fine.
Let's say not podcast or but whatever.
which
Fine.
podcast would
my
you
my,
go to?
my recommendation to him would be
Do you know
learn
that?
from my mistakes
Get a TFSA.
because I'm just audibly.
That was an unbelievable mistake.
It's a mistake, nonetheless.
One of the
Uh-huh,
best ever.
absolutely.
Whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck do you mean?
No,
it's
it's
an
good.
unbelievable. Like, listen to this motherfucker
No, it's
trying to
good.
shoot me down.
It is, no, it's good.
I'm okay with it. Like I'm not psyched about it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
It's
because-
funny because I told him, I was like, first thing you do, get a TFSA through Well Simple. He's like, cool, I already did that.
You know what he said? Get well simple. This is the difference between you and Joey. Is Joey's his face value? You're like a little bit more depth.
This guy also spent 3 months getting verified on ShakeBit.
That's my
Maybe
fault.
more than that.
And that's that's a jab at me.
I'm gonna
It's
go
a
to the-
jab at
I'm
Shake.
gonna go to the
You fucking
I'm gonna go
crazy.
to the bus stop tomorrow and verify somebody I don't know. at the
You
bus
fucking
stop.
crazy. He's like, look at this motherfucker. You know
So-
what I'm saying?
What?
This motherfucker over here. It's
GD IDK.
Like my biggest fuck up was listening to this motherfucker right here.
I think that.
So you recommend not listening to Joey?
I mean, hear what he
That's
says.
your recommendation?
Hear what he says, but like at your own discretion.
What podcast
But that's-
besides ours would you recommend Jack listen to? Because this show,
But not. Oh,
I don't have
you're
it.
gonna
I
have
don't
way
have
too
it.
many.
I only have. I would choose one over any other though.
Okay.
I wouldn't choose
Yeah.
podcasts.
I'm not saying podcast. I'm saying what if you had to give advice?
Warren Buffett interviews.
No.
Yeah.
Listen to them all.
I did tell Jack. I said the Snowball Warren Buffett,
Yeah.
like his biography. I was like, fucking, it sets the stage, gets you super psyched for like the world of business and
Good
investing.
runway there. Yeah.
Oh, fuck,
If
it's
you want like sensible investing, listen to Warren Buffett.
Because and honestly, that's what he says. He says just if you don't know what to do with your money and you don't want to trust other people, buy ETFs.
That's it.
Yeah.
Buy ETFs.
That is a
Brilliant.
smart way to do it.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
That's it. Simple. It's
funny,
simple.
If you look at, I think I might have said this on this show before, but if you look at like the mutual funds, if you pay a broker, for example, like I used to, and you look at the mutuals that they have for you, most of them are just ETFs.
It's a basket of ETFs.
Yeah,
Solid.
which you can buy on your own without the 2 and 20.
Exactly, yeah.
And so if you have like the wherewithal to figure that out, most of the people that are available.
It's not.
to you,
It's not even the wherewithal, man. Like this isn't like fucking common
But
sense.
the wherewithal to figure it out. That's what I mean. It's not common sense.
This is like fucking deep shit.
It's like 1 or 2 layers deep to go to like your investment broker and say, what am I invested in, and then to know
what do I fucking
and then
do
and
with
then
my
to
money?
and then to know like how to look at the symbols that you see and realize there's vehicles you could like say to yourself, oh yeah, I know this, this ticker, this ETF that I'm invested in a mutual fund. I can do this on my own. I can figure this out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think like you could sit down with someone in a day,
Yeah.
set them up with an account, get them a TFSA,
Yeah.
teach them how to buy, teach them what an ETF is,
Yeah.
teach them where to find them and what they are and how to buy them in a day, and you could set them up, and that's the information they could take for the rest of their life,
Which is crazy.
and just be like, this is what you need. Just buy this, like more
It
of this,
literally
whatever you
takes
want.
a day.
A day. You sit down with someone for like a few hours, 5 hours, whatever, and you could set them up, and they would be fine
Yeah.
for.
It's really not that.
I had one meeting with a financial advisor. One.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this makes so much sense.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't I do this? But like, if I didn't have that fucking meeting, I'd have my net worth in a savings account.
Exactly.
It's a bit scary that first meeting.
Of course
Yeah,
it is. But it's
it's
like
scary.
because it's like, I don't know why it is, but it's like, I don't. It's like especially when you're young too. It's like your first step into like
Yeah.
responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like when you're a kid, right? You're just like fucking around. Like even like your early 20s, you're just fucking around with your money and shit. You don't really know. You're so used to like saving and whatever.
Right.
And you go to get a meeting with a financial advisor,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you go, but then when you go in there, it's like nothing. It's not like an interview.
Well, it's because that person's not like they're not that they're educated, but like
The
they
people-
don't know. They're not the fucking
The
be
person
all,
I
end
went
all.
to see, because like my mom was a banker,
Yeah.
so I got to go see like an elevated person where they're only like they talk to people that are like in the game.
Right.
Right? It was like
Yeah,
they talk to
yeah.
guys. The guy's making $100K a year, working in a bank,
Is it fair to say though
and
that
so like that one meeting was like it was just like eye opening. I was like,
What did
holy
he say though?
he just essentially showed me how he's like he had his poster on his wall was an index chart.
Mm-hmm.
everyone has seen that chart?
Fair enough,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like okay. So I've had 3 meetings with 2 different people. Like 2 were with this guy, and then the other one was with another guy. The other guy was like a young guy, and this guy was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had fucking interview.
And I'm like talking. Luckily, it wasn't my first meeting with this guy.
Let me ask you this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I thought you were finished. You done?
No, because like
Okay.
I had 2 meetings with this financial advisor who was like I shouldn't have been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, 'cause I'm poor as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you get your tax break.
But just like how he interviewed me. And he was just like he did interview me. He was just asking me questions. He's like, okay, so I can see that you're willing to take risk.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man. I don't give a fuck about anything. But like, not everybody's like that.
I wonder if that made
He goes, yes, I see that vape in your hand.
Yeah.
Not everybody's like that.
You're polling in the meeting.
But not everybody's like that.
You
right?
hit him with the
Yeah.
blowing arrows to the fucking.
Does he go, wait, sorry, I just gotta do a
Suck,
trick.
bro. I love
I
Rick.
just blow like a heart around his head.
I love
I love how we're doing this. Nah, but like he was just saying, he's like, I see how you're willing to take risks. Like I wouldn't like if now's the time to do it and blah blah blah. The other guy was just like, yeah, you know what? All that other shit. Like we had a conversation. And he's just like, all this shit you were supposed to sign. It was fine. I just got rid of it. All these forms. It's just fuck it. I'm like sitting there, I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what? Like you didn't even give me,
Yeah.
like I would have probably said fine with that, but like the fact that you didn't even give me the option, and the guy was like 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
Like the first guy was like almost retired. Like he was like 60.
Right.
Like I'm like, okay, this guy gets the money game, and he makes like a good enough amount of money per year, and he's like he's good with his money. This guy's probably like sitting on a decent net worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not Warren Buffett, but like he's sitting on. I bet you
Probably not.
He'll retire very he'll retire
You think?
very
Maybe
comfortably.
not.
Hard to say.
Like this guy's gonna retire very comfortably.
Do you think,
Right.
Mike?
Like he's in
that,
the back of the bank. He's not in the front of the
Right,
bank. He's in the
right,
back
right.
of the bank. Like this guy, he's an asset.
Right.
Honest question for you now. You've been doing this podcast for
Over a year.
15 months now,
Sure.
something like that, 16
This is
months.
70.
This is episode 70, yeah. Do you think you learned more about investing and how to sort of pick what's next for you from your time with people at the bank or from your time hammering tall boys at this table? Before you answer that, I'll preface it with this. I would say that anyone who is available to give advice to anybody at this table is probably not that good at giving advice. I hate to say it, it humbles myself as well, but
That's the truth, though.
I think it's probably the case. I think people who are willing to manage people like us with less than $1 million in assets, they're not that great because
For sure.
You know?
Well, yeah.
It's-
Well, they're following the bank guidelines where they have
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
not
They're
just
not gonna
not just
tell
the
you-
bank though, not even just the bank. Like I had a broker that didn't work for a bank, right? She was
Oh,
she's
yeah.
private, yeah. So that's who had my money when I first started investing, and I'm not saying she did a bad job. She did an okay job.
Yeah.
But did she do a better job than I could have done with indexing? That's how I figured out
Right.
the mutuals I was in with her were
Indexes,
They were
yeah,
safe.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it was,
They'll
but it
never
was
tell
safe, but it was
you-
stuff that I could have got on my own through Wealthsimple.
Sure.
I
But
could have
they'll-
bought it on my own. I
They'll
didn't
never
know.
tell you to be like. They'll never be like, yeah, like just like buy blue chips.
You
They'll
can
be
do it
like,
on your own.
they'll be like, fuck yeah, you're gonna buy individual stocks. Holy fuck, like you are brave. I remember
Dicey,
like, why would
dicey.
That's what, exactly what he said to me.
Yeah.
He's like, if you want to invest like responsibly, TFSA's like, just give us your money, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
If you want to go direct, it's essentially gambling.
But how do you feel now?
Yeah.
How do you feel now?
I'm okay with gambling.
And
I
you-
told him
but do you think that that statement's accurate? Like,
it's very accurate.
you think picking your own stocks?
It's gambling.
I disagree.
You think it's
It's
more
gambling.
gambling than giving the bank your money?
Yes.
No way. No way.
I would trust like when I'm
Sure.
talking about people that like you're almost like guaranteed returns.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
Almost. I said almost.
I don't know. I think yeah.
It's guaranteed returns.
But you
it's
can do
gonna
that
be-
too, I think.
You can do it. That's
you
the
can,
point.
You
I
can
know.
buy mutual funds if you want it.
I know that. But I'm saying like for people that don't want to do that, it's
Right.
guaranteed returns. It's like 5% a year. It's not a lot,
It's probably less than 5%.
but it's returns nonetheless. It's better than they're sitting in your savings account,
Where do
right?
you
Yeah.
think? Where do you think you learn more? There or here?
Here for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, because you at least have the confidence to go out and buy your own shit now.
Yeah.
Look at your fucking portfolio.
Yeah, I know.
You fucking put together the Sony thesis, crushing. Airbnb, we
Yeah.
talked about that when you were here working out, crushing.
Yeah.
How do you think?
But that like that's the difference is like most people aren't doing what we're doing. Like, right now we're doing a podcast, sure, but at the same time I'm like talking to you guys
We're
about
spitballing.
finances,
We're
and
spitballing,
shit,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Which is huge, and a lot of people don't fucking do that.
I got a feeling that when at least the impression that I got when I first got like my first consultation on like money managing at the bank, opening my TFSA, they were not like that. I guarantee the girl that sat on the other side of the desk did not own stocks herself.
Yeah.
100%.
Outside
I know.
Outside of what the bank told her to buy. Or
Man,
what the
mutual
bank
funds. She
told
definitely
her
just
for.
had
Yeah.
TFSAs and mutual funds because
Yeah.
I was like pitching stocks to her in like our little interview.
I'll
thing.
never forget going to my broker in 2017 2017 and 2018 was when I first started saving for Kenzie's engagement ring, and I was doing auto deposits with the broker. And it was then that I told her about stuff like Bitcoin. And she's like, you know what? I don't get it. I think it's really risky. You shouldn't invest in that.
I mean, 90% of the population were also saying.
And they were all wrong.
Sure.
And so my question for her now would be, in the meantime, did you invest in something like that? Or in the meantime, did you buy, like what did you do with the money during COVID? Did you pull and reinvest? Did you call me to put more money in? Did you?
Yeah.
The answer is you didn't do any of that stuff.
No, of course not.
Of course.
Well, yeah. No.
That's not what you pay for
Yeah.
at this level.
No, yeah. for
So
sure.
the argument I think would be not that these people are poor at what they do, but that if they're available to you, you can do it just as well as they can at this level of income and savings. I think if you're under $1 million assets,
But it's more so, do
You
you
probably
want to
handle
do that? Like a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
people
the
don't
thing for
want to
sure.
do
how
that.
much? Be real with me. We talk about this stuff a lot. the
I'm
three
talking
of
about how
us.
much money I have.
That's all I'm asking. I'm more thinking about how much time do you put into thinking about this stuff? An hour a day?
More.
2
I
hours?
think about it more now because
An
I'm
hour.
into it.
Yeah.
I just still think that like, because like now that like I have like I think of like my life as like in layers, right? So like now I have work as a layer, my personal life as a layer.
Yeah.
I have like my rental place is a layer.
Yeah.
And like investing is another layer. People
Right.
don't want those extra layers. I don't think.
They
They'd
don't,
rather
most
just
people don't want that.
yeah.
Well, so I don't think you're wrong. You guys are not wrong about that. People don't want it.
And it's also like just the initial hurdle of like
But do you think the case I would make to you guys is that investing layer is not really as tedious as someone like
Oh, it's fucking very passive to
It's
me. Like,
someone
I'm just,
like the
I'm just
bank.
doing it because I want it.
but it's
And so-
perceived
and so-
as a huge road
it's
bump
only
because-
perceived like that because the bank
Yeah.
makes it.
prefers that you have
Yeah.
that perception,
And they
right?
make money off of you.
Sure, of course.
But that's when
Of
like
course.
Well Simple and Robinhood and shit comes in and like no. It's actually this is
It's actually
how
very
easy
easy.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
actually very easy.
Yeah, exactly.
And this thing, I think the weird thing that I always found was like the bank was always like very adamant about mid risk.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
sure.
what? I'm
Really?
like, yo, go. I want like I was like saying, I'm like, I want high risk on
What do you mean
everything.
mid risk? What do you mean mid
Because
risk?
you have like when you do it through the bank, you have like
It's the
low
three,
risk,
yeah.
mid risk, and high risk.
There's like the 3 mutual funds that they have. At least the CIBC was like, we have the
Wow.
low risk mutual fund, the mid risk, and the high risk.
And your high risk is like 5% return. Like it's so low risk.
It is.
It's
I know.
ridiculous. It's like, oh, this high risk only owns 1,500 stocks, but the mid risk owns like 5,000.
Yeah, it's like what?
Okay, sure. It's like it's not gonna like the beta for the market is not that.
And
high.
also when
It
you
just
say
it's when you get further into it, you see larger losses and larger returns.
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Which is that's why
More
people
volatility.
freak. That's where
Yeah,
people
more
freak out because it's not even more volatility. It just seems like more volatility because you got more at stake, and they freak out. It's like a big dip in the market, and especially with COVID, like when you're, and I understand it when you're like close to retirement, you got like hundreds of thousands of dollars in this fucking account, and you take like a fucking $50,000
A shit
loss or
kicking,
more,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
well, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
It's
like in
because
March last year.
is it because you haven't been playing this game? You don't understand how this works. You haven't been looking at. You've been just like you've just been looking at your quarterly letters you get in the mail and seeing what your account balance is.
Yeah,
Letters.
I get that.
I get letters, yeah, because like, I
I
have a
stopped, but
it's my
Yeah.
RSP with the union,
oh yeah.
right? So I get
Different
letters.
story,
I get
different
letters,
story.
and I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah.
looking at it. I'm like, okay, but like if you had like full management of it, you'd have full aware, and if you've been playing the game, you'd understand completely what the fuck is going on.
Do you think that
Indexes go up.
Yeah.
They don't go like this. Like indexes go like this, but they always trend upwards. So relax at a valley.
This is an interesting.
But you can't when you're like 65 and you're almost really willing to pull it.
Interesting,
Yeah, exactly.
interesting comment that you're making there for two reasons. One is that the chart you mentioned earlier, the infamous sort of here's what you would have made if you put $100 in the S&P in 1929.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's
yeah.
10,000.
If you were born 70 years before
that's
you were
right.
actually born,
and it, they don't mention
Yo,
it all.
what
but-
if?
yeah.
They don't mention it all.
I bet you it
by
gets
the way-
90% of people at the door.
Well, they don't. It got me when I was.
But imagine
20.
you did this. Like that was impossible.
Yeah, but they're kind of thinking like, yeah, but imagine if you were this chart's going to repeat itself the next
Right.
80 years. So
Right.
put your money in now.
This is, and actually they'd be
Well, the
wrong.
sooner the
that,
better,
That
the
chart,
sooner the
that
better
chart would
always.
actually undershoot.
I was gonna say that chart's already repeated itself.
Yeah,
It's already like
in the last
fucking here.
5 years.
It's already
Yeah.
here.
And in the last 8 hours, it's already tripled whatever it was between
Yeah.
70 and 2020. The thing that they don't mention is that it doesn't account for inflation, one.
Yeah.
And two, the other thing they don't mention is that those stock market dips and actually the major ascensions, like the 50, 60, 70 degree ascensions, are driven by what, 5% of the market, 10% of the market. Mike said something there that I was interested in, and maybe you said it too, about how your mid cap or mid risk is 5,000 stocks and the high risk is 1,000. It's funny that they characterize it like that, because what they're really saying is, if 5,000 stocks is 8, 9 ETFs, different ETFs,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's only 9 ticker symbols.
Yeah.
People at the bank don't have the bandwidth, I think personally, or the skill to deal with anything more than those sorts of numbers, right?
I don't know. I think that like
maybe the bank itself does, but for sure the person who's willing to meet with you on a Tuesday
well,
afternoon.
you're not meeting with the fund manager
No,
of the mutual
no,
fund, obviously.
exactly,
But like,
exactly.
I would say that like when I first started like into my like whatever program,
Right.
when I started my full time job in like 2014, there wasn't like a lot of ETFs. Like it was like you look in your fund, and it was like we own a shit ton of RBC, we own a
ETFs
shit
only
ton of
started in
this,
the
like.
90s. This is pretty new.
But even like and like not that long ago, it wasn't that popular. I remember looking into like the stocks that they owned,
Mhm.
and the stocks that they like my mutual fund owned was other CIBC funds.
Yeah,
They weren't technically ETFs because they weren't publicly traded.
they're built out
but
of
they were-
mutuals.
Yeah, they were their other funds that owned other funds probably.
Well,
that
and then think too, like when they preach like mid risk, they're like kind of like sowing their own oats. They're being like, oh, the more money that we have of yours and we mitigate the risk, the more money we make off your money, right? Because they collect interest off your money.
Mm-hmm.
So the less money you lose, the more money we make.
Yeah, of course.
Right? So it's like that's obviously they're gonna like advertise that as opposed to like you have the freedom to do it, which is like hilarious that they do that because it's like banks are a business as well.
No, fuck yeah, they are.
Right? So it's like you have to kind of understand that, like going in being like, yeah, they're gonna preach, they're gonna they're gonna show you this whole presentation of why having mid risk is the best thing to do or low risk or anything because
Did they ever push in one direction or the other, mid, high, low, anything? Like that?
he was like, I recommend mid risk.
I've never invested with a bank, so I don't know.
But I didn't really either. I was just putting it in TFSAs and RSPs. I was just
Right.
like, whatever. I'm just because I was just doing. I don't want my money sitting in a
like,
savings. I
like,
want
at,
my
like,
money
at
to
their
work.
like at their discretion, basically.
Yeah, but he was like, he wasn't like adversarial to a direct, but he was very like forewarning. He's like, this is gambling,
It is.
Yeah.
They do
and
do
I was
that.
like, I guess.
You did your tax returns for the year that just passed already, or no?
Not yet. No.
So,
Me neither.
so like Wealthsimple does your return sheet
Mhm.
for 20 whatever it is, I guess fiscal year 2020 or
Mhm.
2021. Do you know what? And I'm not a fucking pro by any stretch, but I bought stuff that I thought was good in COVID and kind of had an idea that COVID was coming, like we talked about.
Mhm.
Do you know what I did in 2020 in my Wealthsimple portfolio?
2020?
Yeah, or the year that just passed. But for this tax year, you know what I did percentage wise?
Oh no.
26%.
That's good.
Fucking really high.
That's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
So I wonder if I took that to my broker. Now I don't think 26% is high, but I don't think
You think
you.
it's
I think you really would have had to fucking gamble
I was gonna say,
and
it's
make
not-
mistakes
yeah,
to
for
be
each
worse.
2020.
You know what I mean?
absolutely, yeah. For sure.
So that's probably if you were like smart and took average risk, you probably did about that between 20 and 30%.
So that's the thing, like like if you can average
That's
that,
like
that's
long
fine.
term,
So-
right?
so I
Let's
look
say you
at-
get like that on like a down year.
couldn't do it.
You know?
Couldn't do
yeah.
it. And so when I
People
go
could, but
when
like-
I go to my broker portfolio for my RSP, which is 2 and 20 kind of management deal.
Yeah.
What do you think that portfolio did in 2020?
15
No.
less.
Yeah.
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. 8.
7-1.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's emerging markets and a few other
Mm.
sort of whatever quote unquote high risk as you're talking about. They're like the basket that's typically high risk.
Right.
It's all emerging.
But to them, that's probably the highest year they've had in so long.
The question is why, if 7 is what you do when I'm doing 26,
Yeah.
then is it fair to say that I could do 7 on a down year just on the index or 4 on a down year on the index, even like you mentioned?
Yeah, but or is it like?
Or even if you flatten out in a down year.
Yeah, but or is it like? Or is it? I think you should look at it the other way, where it's like, sure, I don't know, the stocks that are in those ETFs and mutual funds and shit that made that thing go up 7%.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you probably owned the majority because they probably owned a bunch of Apple, right? They probably owned
Apple,
Amazon,
Microsoft,
whatever. Yeah.
Amazon.
Which like you could own individually and
Right.
you'd be up higher than the fund because the fund also owns like
Yeah, it's got Adobe
they own
and
GE and things like that, right?
Yeah, sure.
other things. But like on a down year, I think what's going to drag those funds down are those bigger holdings as well. So
For
like
sure.
if you're holding those big holdings, their -6 might be your -20, you know, or your
Yeah.
-18, unless like you're being more active about it. So I think that's kind of where like the high low risk comes in. Your
This is
highs
a-
are going to be higher, your lows are going to also be lower.
For sure.
though.
This is a conversation we should have started an hour ago, but it's also worth mentioning that this is why you pick companies, with good fundamentals.
Mhm.
We talked a few weeks ago how it seems like PE and whatnot, free cash don't matter anymore to some of these stocks.
That's what I told Jack. I was like, honestly, look up the fundamentals and shit. Read these like classic books, but it's hard to invest like that right now.
Well, the thing is, you're gonna see your buddies hitting 20 baggers.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm a great example of that. Like, I invested in big digital assets.
Yeah.
It's a Bitcoin company. I bought that at like 7 cents. It was up at like 226 earlier this week.
Yeah.
You know,
Uh-huh.
I think it's a good company, but I don't think it's worth 226. At least not yet.
Right.
My advice is, like, with that shit, is talk to people that are in the game.
Skin in the game.
That's
Yeah.
it. Like you can do as much fundamental bullshit as you want, and you're gonna see 5-7%, sure,
Yeah.
which is better than just in the savings account.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if you really want to get in the game, you have to like hang around with people who talk this shit. Which is why this podcast.
They aren't
is
trying to
good.
sell you anything.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You're just talking, like, and that's why it's like I
Sounds-
talk to you guys. I'm like, if I have a fucking question or a hunch or something, I'll run it by you guys.
great
Right.
example of this, by the way. My dad, who's done very well investing and doing real estate stuff in the last 30, 40 years, has a guy who he gives a bit of change to for, we'll call it riskier investments. And this guy pitched my dad some shares of this company that was supposed to go public on March 8th called Payfair. You ever heard of these guys?
No.
Me neither. That's the problem. And so my dad texted me. He said, "You ever heard of this company, Payfair? My broker wants to sell me, 100,000 of these shares at whatever it was, $1 a piece, something like that."
He's getting in pre-market.
Well, I asked my dad. I said, "Are you buying it as an accredited investor, or are you buying it from the broker?" And he's like, "I don't know. Good question." So he called the broker. Broker goes, "Well, I have the shares. I'll sell you the shares." AKA, like, I want to dump my shit on you for double what I paid at
Maybe.
whatever Series A that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you get when you got guys who are way out on the risk curve trying to make yield for their customers.
Yeah.
And they do shit like take huge risks and try and dump garbage on people that they're working with, right?
Salesman.
That's
Garbage
exactly
people.
it.
Garbage people.
So it happens at every level. Happens at the bank level. Happens at the accredited level. Happens at the level that we're at, where you can pay somebody to manage your money that's not a bank. It never stops. You gotta be cautious.
And I've noticed that, like, honestly, like, even getting a bit older or whatever, like, not that I'm that old, but like it doesn't matter. Like, people going, like, just like the career paths they've chosen. Anybody that got into sales, every time I have a conversation, I'm always like,
What's the angle?
exactly.
No matter
exactly,
what.
no matter
they're
what.
talking about.
No
Yeah.
matter what, even if they're selling cars or selling this or selling that, it's like,
it is true.
yo, man, quit telling me what I want to hear. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that fucking stupid. Like, I play stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Because I would like to see how stupid people think I am. And I'm like sitting there like, you're a salesman. I can't even trust you now.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell me something at all costs.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even turn it off.
That's your skill
That's
set.
the thing, right? Exactly. And it's like you're in like they see it as like a game. Every interaction is like a game. Like,
Everything.
can I manipulate this?
These guys
Situation.
watch too many
Even like
master
drinking in a
classes on
garage.
YouTube.
100%.
Drinking in a
You're
garage.
at 8 or 9 negotiations a day.
Yeah.
You
It's
get
like
a coffee, it's a negotiation. You cross the street,
Yeah.
it's a negotiation.
yeah.
It's like, yo,
Sure.
bro,
Like,
we're
listen,
chilling.
man,
Like,
you
can't we
gotta-
just kick
yeah.
it like we used to in high school? Or are you trying to sell me something?
Can you
Like, fuck
imagine
off,
the
man.
top FBI investigator of all time is on YouTube telling you that
yeah.
he'll charge you $100 to tell you how your cup of
How
coffee
to
is a
cross the
negotiation?
street. Yeah.
You want to mirror what the guy's doing. He's like in the clip.
You're going to do
Yeah.
haggle
You can't-
the Tim Hortons employee
Oh
down?
God. it's
The
So like it's not a
negotiation.
fucking beach.
$2
house
to give
in
you
Cuba.
$1.75.
Okay.
It's $2.
Now-
Yo, this isn't that kind of store.
Yeah,
man.
you can just leave, I guess.
Now, do you have a recommendation?
I do not.
You do not.
I
do you?
don't either.
Still put up or shut up.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Good effort tonight. Thanks for staying, even though I kept you a little later than usual.
It's alright.
Good night and God bless.
Peace.